going to be game 2 coming up in just a little bit as Post 8 takes on the Rapid City Post 22 Expos here in our second game of 2. As the 8s fell in game 1, 7-4 to the Post 22 Expos, and we'll be looking for a split of the doubleheader. We go through the starting lineups. First, we'll start with the Expos, the visitors here in game 2. Ben Hassett will be the leadoff man. He is in right field. Kane McLeod will play left and bat second. Lars Kiefer, the center fielder, will bat third. Trevor Schlosser, the DH, will bat fourth. Tayton Giddings, the third baseman, will bat fifth. Dawson Inhofer will play short. He will bat sixth. Graydon Juvie, the second baseman, will bat seventh. Brody Lee will be in the lineup. He's the first baseman batting eighth, and Easton Tesh, the catcher, will bat ninth. Braden Staper will be the pitcher for the Expos here in game number 2. For Post 8, a little bit of the same, just a couple of extra names into the lineup. Nolan Peterson leading off. He's the catcher here in game 2. Carter Schuffelbein will bat second and play second. Sudden Sunshine will be the center fielder batting third. Grayson Hunsley, the third baseman, will bat in the cleanup spot. Cooper Twilliger, the first baser, will bat fifth. Charlie Simpson, the DH, batting sixth. Dawson Getz, the shortstop, batting seventh. Gunnar Edson, the right fielder, batting eighth. And Weston Northrup, the left fielder, batting ninth. For the 8s, Bridger Babcock, who through the final inning of in the second game, getting 3 outs and 3 batters, had a strikeout in there as well. He will be the starter in game number 2, so he will finish game 1 and start game 2 to get us through here. The next today and tomorrow, important days for the pitchers to get some extra work, but some extended work maybe for some of these guys to help make sure that pitching is lined up for the South Dakota games at the end of the season, as we are getting set here for game number 2 coming up in just a little bit. We'll step aside. We'll come back in 3 minutes with more of the game 2 pregame show. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball on KCCR, watching it on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Schuffelbein Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
With any dream, the wind won't always
Looking
be
for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up all online. New or used, shop for it all online anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Back here at Hyatt Stadium as we are getting set, ready to roll for Game 2 of our doubleheader. John Wickler alongside Blake Dean. Actually hit the wrong button, and we'll give a shout out to Mendel Miller, but he's not part of the broadcast today. We actually put his name up there. Mendel does fine work when he's on the air, but it's John and Blake for the game today. It is going to be the post-22 Expos coming up to the plate. Ben Hassett, Kane McLeod, and Lars Kiefer will be the first three hitters against Bridger Babcock.
Always good to get a Mendel Miller shout out.
I was going to say, it actually hit it, and I thought, well, if it's Blake's name or if my name's no big deal, but then the one guy of the three of us that isn't on the broadcast, it's going to be his name that pops up. But I'm sure Mendel is having fun wherever he's at right now.
Hope he's having a good summer. Hope he's ready for maybe another football season this year. Three-way broadcast. Is he doing soccer with you again?
I'm not sure. We will check on that.
Okay.
But it will be. I'm sure he probably will. We'll see if he can maybe jump on quite a bit for us here in the fall. And it was fun, that state championship.
That three-way broadcast was a good time.
Had the three-man crew between myself, Blake, and Mendel. As the first pitch will come in for strike one to get things started here in the top of the first as we're underway at 5:23 here in game number 2. Ben Hassett, Kane McLeod, Lars Kiefer, the three outfielders, right, left, and center, the first three hitters. There's a ground ball to the right side. Carter Shufflebein at second will field, and there will be a ground down to get things started here in the top of the first. And it will bring up Kane McLeod. Right, left, center. That sounds like a dice game.
Yeah.
As Kane McLeod will
I think it is a dice game,
I think it is. I don't know if it's exactly or if it's left, right, center, or right, left, center. One of the two.
Yeah.
Either way.
One of them.
It was close to it. But it is the left fielder, Kane McLeod, to the plates. Babcock will work from the stretch with nobody on base as the first pitch to McLeod comes in high for ball one. Looking at around 87 degrees right now here at the start of game number 2. Feeling like 90 degrees here at Hyatt Stadium. This will be a shot towards left center field, and just like in game number 1, you get a quick first out and then a base hit on the second batter as it will be a one-out single for Kane McLeod, and he is on with one away to bring up Lars Kiefer. They had a ground out and then a base hit in game number 1, followed by a couple of walks, and we'll see if Babcock doesn't allow that to continue here in this second game.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is continue to throw strikes, then you can't walk anybody.
That's right. First pitch strikes are so much important in every game. Bridger Babcock right around 60% of the first pitch are strikes. There's a first pitch strike, and it changes the dynamic of an at bat when you're ahead in the count 0-1, or as a hitter you're behind the count 0-1. And Babcock has been able to do that. Miles Doyle sitting above the 60% mark on the season as well. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It'll be upstairs, and the count's 1-1.
And I remember looking at reading an interview one time that Max Scherzer did, and he said that the most important pitch in an at bat is the 1-1 pitch rather than the first pitch, because it really determines the rest of the at bat from there.
Well, now it's 1-2 on the 1-1 pitch. I don't know if Lars Kiefer liked that strike call against, but the count is now 1-2, and you're right too. A 2-1 count sounds so much better than a 1-2 count if you're a hitter.
Yep.
And the same goes differently for a pitcher as a pickoff attempt, and back standing up at first is McLeod. It's now 1-2. You have to protect everything just outside the strike zone you're swinging at. A 2-1 count, you're a little bit more choosy at the plate. 1-2 pitch will bounce in. The count's now 2-2. Mentioned the temperature here in this game. Saturday will be a hot one. Right now calling for 100 degrees on Saturday. So that's a 2 o'clock first pitch, which even if you would say, well, let's try and play in the evening to make it a little bit cooler, well, the worst temperature of the day is going to be right around 5 o'clock. So either way, you're going to be playing when it's warm outside.
Yeah, very warm on Saturday. I think this weekend in general is just going to be hot.
It's going to feel like July again.
Mm-hmm.
Actually feel like, I wouldn't say it didn't feel like summer before. It's going to just feel like the hotness of summer. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Be just outside. The count's now 3-2, which is also good for this nice press box in here.
Absolutely.
Sits at 79 degrees inside this press box. A little breeze coming through right now, but we got the AC.
One of the perks of being at baseball games is being able to sit in the press box.
3-2 pitch. Runner took off with the pitch, but it was fouled back, and the count remains full at 3-2. Get a little spoiled at Hyde Stadium.
Absolutely.
Not even a little. We get a lot spoiled at Hyde Stadium. Go to Bismarck tomorrow. It's the first time that Pierre has played at Bismarck in several years. 3-2 pitch again. Runner takes off. This will be flown out towards left center field. Sun and Shine will make the catch out in center field. And the runner will retreat back to the bag. And there's now 2 down here in the top of the first. And we'll bring up now the cleanup man and Trevor Schlosser, the DH.
Yeah, good job by Babcock. He did get the 1-2 count. We talked about that 1-1 being the most important pitch of the at-bat, and he needed it because Kiefer put up a heck of an at-bat, got it all the way to 3-2, and fouled off a number of pitches before he ended up flying out to center for out number 2.
Runner takes off on the first pitch. That was taken for strike one. The throw to second. Not going to matter because they got him out, stealing second. Peterson will throw him out. That's the 16th man that he has caught stealing. Make that the 17th man that he has caught stealing this season. And that will be a unorthodox 1-2-3 inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and no one left on base. After a half an inning, no score between Pierre and Rapid City Post 22 Expos as the 8s will come to the plate. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. Now is the time to order your new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, plus a good selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and auto body shop with trained technicians, along with a friendly financing team that'll work with you to find the best deal and one that'll fit your budget. Wagner Auto is your local full-service family-owned dealership for over 115 years. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com. Yag Air Incorporated is your locally owned ag, chemical, and seed retailer. Yag Air Incorporated offers reliable ground and aerial application. For the latest seed and chemical pricing, contact Kyle at 605-280-8710 or Tony at 605-280-4771. Yag Air for all your ag, chemical, and seed needs. Kyle, 605-280-8710 or Tony, 605-280-4771.
It is the bottom of the first. No score between Pierre and Post 22 Expos. John McClure alongside Blake Dean as we go through the batting order for Pierre Post State. Nolan Peterson will be the leadoff man. He's catching here in game 1. Carter Shufflebein, the second baseman, batting second. Sun and Shine will bat third. He's the center fielder. Grayson Hunsley, the third baseman, batting fourth. Cooper Twilliger, the first baseman, batting fifth. Charlie Simpson, the DH, will bat sixth. Dawson Guest, the shortstop, batting seventh. Gunnar Edson, the right fielder, batting eighth. And Weston Northrup, the left fielder, will bat ninth here for the Expos. Make that for Post 8 against the Expos here in game number 2. And for Rapid City Post 22, Braden Staper will be the man on the mound for the Expos in game 2. He will be the 5th pitcher overall that has been used by the Expos so far. They will be traveling out to the Gopher Classic, which starts on Friday. They'll be taking place as well. And for the Expos and Blake, knowing that how the Gopher Classic is, you're really trying to just make sure you have everybody available. This is a bullpen type game for this team because they need to make sure that they keep as many guys available for the weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that was something that you saw in that first game that the Expos played. We'll just pull up their their pitching stats here that we're talking about it, but you know, there's going to be an all hands on deck approach for the Expos as they make their way out east here this weekend.
First pitch will be fouled back by Nolan Peterson, who did have 2 hits of the 11 for Post State, and also had an RBI as well. And they will, for Nolan Peterson, went 2 for 4 in game number 1. As the 0-1 pitch will come in from Staper, that'll be fouled off the leg of Peterson. The count's quickly 0-2. As, go ahead.
Oh, just going to say, going back to the point about the all hands on deck approach, starter for Post 22 Expos in Kraft only threw 40 pitches, Schlosser threw 30, Eschmeyer threw 16, and Giddings threw 30. So all guys that will have about a day at least of rest before they're able to throw again, so they should be good to go come Friday.
Here's the 1-2 now here to Peterson, the leadoff man, the bottom of the first. That'll miss low as well, and from 0-2 now to 2-2. The leadoff man here in game number 2 in the bottom of the first. As the Eights are looking for a chance to split this doubleheader. The 2-2 is outside, and the count's now 3-2.
And maybe it's changed a little bit, but you could always expect, at least when I was playing against 22, their philosophy on the pitching side, as Peterson will take the 3-2 pitch and ground it through the right side of the infield between first and second for a base hit, his third of the afternoon. But the approach that they used to have on the pitching side of things was they'd try to get ahead. Once they got ahead 0-2 with a couple of fastballs, they'd try to throw you a curveball in the dirt to get you to chase for strike 3. That was always the go-to 0-2 pitch for Post 22, and I think we saw a little bit of that in that approach to Peterson after he got ahead 0-2 there.
First pitch to Shufflebine. He will bunt it foul, and it'll be 0-1. Shufflebine went 1 for 4 in game number 1, singled in the second inning. Peterson had one of the 2 hits, actually had the lone hit of the 11 in game 1 with less than 2 outs, and picks up a leadoff hit here in game number 2. They had the leadoff man on base just once. It was a leadoff error that was issued from off the bat of Cooper Twilliger. This will be fouled out of play by Shufflebine as Peterson was off with the pitch, and the count's now 0-2. Shufflebine, again, coming in with the third best batting average on the team at .333. And second in the team in RBIs with 13 behind Sun and Shine, who picked up his team-leading 16th RBI in game number 1. Runner takes off again, the curveball in the dirt. Throw to second. He'll dive head first as Peterson. He'll slide in safely, and the count's now 1-2. And on cue of what Blake Dean was talking about, of the 0-2, trying to get a curveball in the dirt to get him to chase, and Shufflebine had that well read, and so did Coach Iverson to get the steal, and Peterson to take second base. Much easier to steal on a curveball. Anything off speed, a lot easier to. You wouldn't think that a pitch that was 80 to then go into 76 miles an hour would make that big of a difference, but it is a big difference of trying to steal a bag. That pitch will be in the dirt. That one's blocked up by the catcher in Tesh, and the count's now 2-2.
And it looks like they're going to get a mound visit to try to calm Elder down here after he did hop up 0-2 on the first 2 hitters of the ball game, and has now at least gotten to 2-2 on both hitters. Peterson worked it to 3-2 before he singled. So good mound visit here by the Expo catcher, and we'll see if Elder can find the strike zone again. Stapert. Thank you.
Yep. Nope. You probably looked at my handwriting, and that was as awful as it could be.
The pitcher?
Yeah. They say it's Elder. We got Stapert on our sheet. There's a ground ball base hit. That'll be Peterson. That will stay at third as the throw comes in from the right fielder. And it's first and third here with nobody outs. And it will bring up now Sun and Shine to the plate. Give a quick look here on Braden Stapert. I think the Elder might be, I think they have 2 different numbers or somebody with the same number.
Oh.
But it is first and third here with nobody out, and it brings up Sudden Sunshine to the plate. Sunshine in game number 1 was 2 for 4 in the ball game with an RBI single in that second. He's got a chance for an RBI here, a pickoff attempt, and diving back in safely over at first is Scheffelbein. 2 hits here in the first inning with nobody out. Back-to-back singles for the Eights. They're in business here. Try to get their first lead today. Runner takes off for second. The throw to second. It will be off the glove of the second baseman. Peterson will come in to score. Scheffelbein will steal second. Don't know if there's really an error that would be charged, and it's just a straight steal for both those guys to end up scoring. Peterson, I believe, is going to score without a throw, and Scheffelbein will also get the steal, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Eights as they lead it for the first time today. And still in scoring position now is Scheffelbein. That pitch will miss low, and the count's 2-0 here to Sun and Shine. Looking for his second RBI of the day today. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. The count's now 2-1.
Big hack there by Sun and Shine, but that's a pitch where you're allowed to swing if it's in your zone and swing hard, because you're gonna more oftentimes than not going to get a 2-0 fastball, and he got one from Stapert there, but just swung underneath of it.
2-1 pitch. That'll be a curveball in the dirt, blocked up by Tesh, and the count's now 3-1 with Grayson Hunsley on deck. And the Eights are looking for their third straight man on base. They already got a 1-0 lead and still got that runner on in score position here at second. 3-1 count. Here to Sudden Sun and Shine. Pitch on its way. That'll be upstairs, and that'll be ball 4. No, that'll be now a 3-1 count. I think that was the first pitch.
They got 3-2 right now.
So maybe had the first pitch, it looked like it was in the dirt for a ball, but maybe it was called a strike. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Here's a ground ball that will get to the right side of Scheffelbein, or left side of Scheffelbein, so he's able to take over to third. Throw back to third base. Will get away from the third baseman. Scheffelbein will try and score. He will come in to score, and the Eights will take advantage of a throwing error from the first baseman on the first out of the inning. And then the run will come in to score to make it a 2-0 lead here for the Eights. Error will be charged to the first baseman, Lee, who was trying to get Scheffelbein on the back pick, but throws it away from the third baseman and Giddings. And the second run comes in to score the inning, and the Eights lead it 2-0 here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, that's the right play there by Lee, because Scheffelbein really took a hard turn at third base, and I think if with an on-target throw, Lee probably does back pick him at third, but throw gets away from third baseman, and Scheffelbein's able to scamper home for the second run of this bottom of the first for the Eights and make it a 2-0 lead.
Here's the 1-0 now to Grayson Hunsley. There's a ground ball off the glove of the pitcher. It's going to be picked up by the second baseman, Juvie. The throw to first will still be in time. And a great play there from the second baseman, Juvie, to get Hunsley after it went off the pitcher and Stapert, able to find a way to make the play. It's a hard play for a second baseman or any infielder to make. After it ricochets off of something, you got to change your path to the ball and still make the play. And Juvie stayed with it. Did help that it was going towards the first base bag, as Twilliger will take strike one. But still, nonetheless, a good play from the second baseman, Juvie.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the unconventional 1-4-3 put out off the glove of the pitcher to second baseman in Juvie, who makes a fantastic play over to first base, and Lee ranging to Juvie's left and making a fantastic play there.
1-1 pitch will miss low and away, and the count's now 2-1. Cooper Twilliger in game number 1 went 1 for 3 in the ball game. Was on base 3 times, reached on an air walk, and he also singled. This will be fouled right at the plate. And the count is now at 2-2. Charlie Simpson is on deck. with 2 outs and nobody on. First 2 guys reach base with back-to-back singles, and then 2 ground outs, but also a throwing error in there as well that helped score that second run and a 2-0 lead for the Eights. That pitch will be popped up on the right side in foul territory. Lee moving over. He's able to make the catch and retire the side here in the first inning. But 2-run score on 2 hits, an error and no one left on base. After 1 completes, a 2-0 lead for Pierre over Rapid City Post 22 Expos. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Sometimes you get a piece of it and the ball sails over the fence. Other times, despite your best efforts, you strike out. I'm not just talking about the game, I mean your day. This is Pastor Sam of Faith Lutheran Church. Whether today feels like a home run or a strikeout, I encourage you to join us for worship. We celebrate when God gives us a wonderful day. We provide support and encouragement when that third strike comes. Come join us for encouraging and uplifting worship at Faith Lutheran Church.
Look, it's no secret that owning a vehicle can cause a lot of stress, and they get a lot of wear and tear on them through the extreme seasons we've grown to love. Graham Tire wants you to know that you can trust them with any problem that you have with your vehicle. Their ASE certified mechanics can make your AC cool again, or even just change your oil. They can look into and fix those noises that seem to come from nowhere and have you stressed out. Bring your car to Graham Tire so they can put your mind at ease. Graham Tire, your tire store next door.
Top of the second, it is a 2-0 lead for Post 8 over Rapid City Post 22 Hard Hats. John McClure alongside Blake Dean here in the top of the second of game number 2 on the beautiful now Wednesday evening here at Hyde Stadium. Trevor Schlosser, Tayton Giddings, and Dawson Inhofer 4, 5, and 6 here for the Expos here in the top of the second. Richard Babcock was able to get, with that 1 hit, was able to retire him along with Peterson getting a caught stealing to get out of that first inning with only 3 men coming to the plate. Schlosser was at the plate when the first inning ended. And he'll bring up the DH here for the start of the top of the second. Schlosser did not hit in game 1. He was the relief man. Came in through 2 innings, giving up 3 hits and a strikeout without a run. First pitch over for strike 1 to get us underway here in the top of the second. Coming up next Monday, especially here on KCCR, we've got the Home Run Derby from Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas, home of the Texas Rangers. That one missing outside. The count's now 1-1. And Blake, do we have a full field, or is there still just 7 of 8s?
There's still just 7 of 8. There's still 1 spot up for grabs, but the participants so far that have committed include Gunnar Henderson, the shortstop of the Baltimore Orioles, Pete Alonso, the first baseman of the New York Mets, Alec Boehm, third baseman for the Philadelphia Phillies, Bobby Witt Jr., the shortstop of the Kansas City Royals, Marcell Ozuna, the designated hitter for the Atlanta Braves, as the fly ball out to center for out number 1 here in this top of the second here for Babcock is made. So Ozuna is number 5. Jose Ramirez, third baseman for the Cleveland Guardians, is number 6. And Adolis Garcia of the Texas Rangers, DH outfielder, is number 7. So there is still 1 spot up for grabs, and we'll see who commits to it.
And it feels like you usually have the full field by now, but it felt like it took forever just to get the first guy to even say he was going to be in the Home Run Derby. As there's a swing and a miss by Tayton Giddings. It's quickly 0-2 here from Babcock to Tayton Giddings. Might have to give you the prediction on who you think's going to win.
I can't give a prediction without a full field.
0-2 pitch. That will be just upstairs, and the count's now 1-2. But you can also say, is it going to be one of the contenders and who it will be, or are you going to take the field? Because it could be just
who are the contenders?
Well, any of the 7 guys.
Oh.
And then, or you can say, I'm going to take the field. Yeah. I guess technically right now it's as many players are in the majors as not in the 7. So you can take some. You can just say the field, and it could be whoever that 8th guy is.
But that just gives me 1 guy versus the other 7. I'll take the contenders if that's
But you got to pick that one contender.
That's fair.
Here's a 2-2 pitch. This will be chopped at the third base side, but it is foul. And it will remain at 2 balls and 2 strikes here with 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the second.
I've just got a hunch, but I think he'll put on for the hometown fans. I like Adolis Garcia.
You think Pete Alonso's trying? He is really trying to tie King Griffey Jr. in most home run derby titles. That one just a bit upstairs, maybe missing a little bit outside, and the count's now 3-2. Either that and you might see Pete Alonso, and I don't really blame him either. I mean, if you get a chance to go the home run derby every single year, I'd probably take it too. 3-2 pitch will miss for ball 4, and after an 0-2 count ends up being a walk issued to Giddings and one out base runner here in the top of the second. It brings up Dawson Inhofer.
Shortstop, number 13. Dawson
But yeah, Alonso has pretty much been in every home run derby over the last probably 5 years. I think he's won 2 of them, maybe the last 4 years or so. But he really wants that third title to catch Ken Griffey Jr.
He's going to be motivated for sure. I think the only reason my answer would change is if Randy Arozarena decides to enter the home run derby. Former Cardinal farmhand Randy Arozarena, as that pitch is bunted foul for strike 1.
Well, if do you say Adolis Garcia? Yeah, he's also Cardinal.
No, that's
Cardinal
true.
too.
That's true.
So
just rubbing salt in the wound over here.
I was going to say, Arozarena, he participated last year. I thought he would have had the chance to kind of make the run at it, but he didn't get as far as I thought maybe he would.
I agree. I thought he came up a little farther short than I was expecting as well.
Here's the 0-1 pitch from Babcock here to Inhofer. Runner takes off. Pitch is going to be thrown to second. They got him out again. And seconds in 2 innings for Nolan Peterson. Throws a runner out trying to steal. And there's now 2 down and nobody on. And I believe it is a 1-1 count here to Inhofer. And another strong throw from Peterson right to the bag, and the tag applied in time. Get the second caught stealing in as many innings here for Nolan Peterson. The count's 2-1. Did throw out a runner trying to steal in game number 1. And so it ends up being now 18 caught stealings. He's caught 18 different stealing attempts so far this season. That one just missing top of the zone. The count's now 3-1.
Yeah, maybe the Expos should, maybe you think they would learn their lesson by now and stop running on Nolan Peterson, but if they're going to keep doing it, he'll keep throwing them out.
That one will miss for ball 4, and it will be the second walk of the inning, but now just a runner on it with 2 outs here in the top of the second. And it will bring up Graydon Juvie, the second baseman. And for Peterson, I don't think he minds throwing all these guys out, but I would feel kind of disrespected as many times as he's had to throw guys out trying to steal. They seem to want to run a lot, whether it be on the pitcher or the catcher or a combination of both, but Peterson has done a really good job of controlling the running game so far this season. I mean, when you're looking at 18 different guys have been caught stealing in a total of 27 games right now. I mean, you're averaging throwing a guy out per game. Or close to, a little less than a guy out per game. That's a lot of guys that you're throwing out, and a lot of stolen base attempts that are being thwarted from the other team.
And that just goes to show you how lucky Pierre has been over the years. Is another stealing attempt with a really good jump. There was number 13 in Inhofer, who got over to second base quickly, and I think would have been up standing at second base anyway, regardless of if Peterson had caught it clean or not. He did not, so Inhofer easily stands up at second base. But Pierre's been really blessed with some fantastic catchers over the years. That's a big-time single down the left field line, might go for extra bases for Juvie, and Inhofer will score from second to make it a 2-1 ball game on the stand-up double for Juvie.
So after 2 outs and nobody on, the 2-out walk will come back to haunt the eights. The RBI for Juvie makes it 2-1 ball game. The American Family Insurance Brittany Schoffelbein scoreboard. And the first RBI today for Juvie, and it'll bring up now Brody Lee, who will hit for the first time today after not playing in game number 1. He's the first baseman here in game 2 for the Hard Hats. First pitch, runner takes off, the throw to third, the tag, they got out another guy. Third caught stealing in 2 innings for Nolan Peterson as he fires a strike to Grayson Hunsley to get him out and get out of the inning. 1 run on 2 hits, there are no errors. Make that 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and no one left on base. After an inning and a half, it is a 2-1 lead for Pierre over Post 22 Expos. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
Capital City Ford, Lincoln, Toyota, and Pierre, where exceptional customer service meets an incredible inventory lineup. Looking for your dream car? Our expert team is here to guide you every step of the way. From dependable Fords to luxurious Lincolns and versatile Toyotas, we have something for every taste, need, and budget. Experience the difference with us today. Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota. Back here at Heinz Stadium, it is bottom of the second and a 2-1 post-state lead over the Rapid City Post 22 Expos on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. And it will be Charlie Simpson, Dawson Getz, and Gunnar Edson, 6, 7, and 8 here in the bottom of the second, with the Eights having that 2-0 lead on their 2 hits. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Eights. 1 run, 2 hits, and an error for the Post 22 Expos so far through an inning and a half. Charlie Simpson will come to the plate as he will be looking for his first hit today. He reached base twice with a walk and a hit by pitch in the first game, going a total of 0 for 2. But he will dig in and face Stapert. First pitch from Stapert will be inside for ball 1. Simpson coming into this doubleheader as he is hitting 215 with 7 doubles and a home run. He's got some more extra base hits than he does have singles. 14 hits in total, and 8 have gone for extra base hits. 11 runs driven in so far for Simpson.
Yeah, he is the extra base guy for the Eights, as it is now a 1-1 count to him here. I thought that maybe that was ball 2.
Yep, 2-1 count.
Okay.
Here is the 2-1 pitch to Simpson. He'll foul that one out of play, and the count's even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
But you're right, 8 extra base hits for Simpson, 6 singles. Definitely the extra base machine.
2-2. This will be chopped foul over to third base, and Coach Iverson can't make the play. And the count remains at 2-2. We'll have to let the Four Corners team know that he should not probably be playing third base.
Yeah.
Here is the 2-2 pitch. There's a foul, line drive foul by Simpson down the third base line again, and right back to where the Expo player was going to pick up the first foul ball. Didn't really have to move much farther to get the second foul ball either.
Right.
So Simpson will dig back in with a 2-2 count. Nobody out. Leadoff man here in the bottom of the second. Stapert again looking to try and retire Simpson. That pitch will be upstairs, inside, and the count's now full at 3-2.
Big pitch here.
The 3-2 pitch from Stapert. Swing and a miss. Simpson maybe climbed the ladder and chased ball 4 and strikes out for the first out here in the bottom of the second. And it will bring up the number 7 hitter in Dawson Getz.
Getz comes into this doubleheader, slashing 279, 375, 377. So he is going to be hitting a lot of singles. 14 of his 17 hits coming into the doubleheader are singles. He does have a double, a triple, and a homer. 12 RBI, 13 runs scored, 8 walks to 4 strikeouts, so he walks twice as much as he strikes out, as he's got a 2-0 count here to start this at-bat.
And really since the Dakota Classic, which has been close to a month ago now, that's when he really started to pick things up. He, at the time last weekend or the last week when the Eights were playing, he was hitting about 444 since that Dakota Classic tournament. So he's been really good in the second half of the season. 3-0 pitch to him. That's down the middle for a strike, and the count's now 3-1.
Well, and he's one of those kids, too, that, regardless of how he's hitting the ball, he's invaluable defensively with as good an athlete as he is at shortstop.
3-1 pitch is a high chopper off the plate. It'll be fielded by the second baseman. Juvia's throw to first. He'll pull the first baseman off the bag, but Getzo's going to beat it out anyway. And it will be an infield single, and it will be the third hit of the ball game now for the Eights, and bring up Gunnar Edson. That one was high off the plate. I've never seen it be as high as off a plate as that one was, and it still got in one hop to the second base bag for the second baseman, Juvie, to try and make a play.
Yeah, that's a tough play for Juvie to make. He did catch it on the first hop, like you said, but it was a very high hop, and unfortunately he was running in on it.
Runner takes off for a second, the throw to second. They got him out trying to steal. So after the infield single, the first pitch to Edson was taken for a strike. They throw him out trying to steal, and both these catchers have come to play here in this second game. They have thrown out a total of 4 guys so far, including 3 from Nolan Peterson. Now there's 2 outs with nobody on. And that will be missing outside for a ball, and the count's now 1-1. Here to Gunnar Edson. And Edson at 182 batting average, 4 for 22 so far. Still has not got that first RBI, and outside of a home run, won't be able to get that RBI as the count's 2-1. 8 runs have scored for Edson so far. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That'll be upstairs, and the count's now 3-1 here to Edson.
Yeah, 4 for 22 on the season is Gunnar Edson. All 4 of those hits are singles, but like you said, he does have 8 runs because he has walked as he fouls that one off to the dugout to make it a 3-2 count here. He has walked 9 times, so gotten on base a total of 13 times this season.
Here's the 3-2. There's a fly ball out towards left center field. The left fielder will come over to make the catch and retire the side as McLeod will nab it. That will end the bottom of the second. No runs, a hit, no errors, and no one left on base. We head to the top of the third. It will be a 2-1 lead for Pierre over the Expos. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
As we welcome you back, it is a 2-1 lead on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schoffelbein scoreboard. You listen to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station. 2-1 lead for the Eights over the Expos, and it will be 8-9-1. Brody Lee, Easton Tesh, and Ben Hassett be the first 3 hitters for the Expos. Tomorrow, we've got post-8 coverage, 4:45 with first pitch at 5 o'clock. between Pierre and Bismarck, as the Eights will take on the Governors up in Bismarck. It'll be the final non-South Dakota game, and will be the final time that Pierre plays someone other than a South Dakota opponent, unless they make the regional tournament at the middle of August. Here's the first pitch to Brody Lee. He'll swing at that one and fly it out towards center field. Sun and shine. He'll back up, make the catch. One pitch, one out here in the top of the third. And Blake, I was talking about that in the first game, not so much the regional tournament, but coming down the postseason and where the Eights are at right now. And Aberdeen had split with Huron yesterday, and Aberdeen's in that final spot. Them and Sioux Falls West are trying to jockey for that final home spot in the standings. But Pierre, within 2 points, within more of now a point and a half of catching up to Aberdeen, that with 8 games to go, and they'll have 5 opponents left, and 4 of those 5 opponents, or 3 of those 5 opponents, will be ahead of them in the standings, that there is a lot still for Pierre to jump up by the end of the year, especially if they go 8-0 to close out the season in South Dakota games. It counts 1-1, and all 8 of those games are very winnable for Pierre. That from where it was at the beginning of June or middle of June to where we are right now, there should be a lot of confidence around that post-state dugout right now going into the last half of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that will – the Eights are looking to build on that momentum, and we talked about it in previous broadcasts as well. If they can string together, solid doubleheaders, wins, especially you always want to be playing your best baseball at the end of the season. And it looks like the Eights have a chance to do that as the season winds down here and give themselves a chance to participate in the regional tournament.
Here is the 1-2 pitch here to Easton Tesh. That'll be upstairs, and the count's now 2-2.
I think the biggest thing is it'll be interesting to see where they end up slotting in and where they'll probably end up having to travel to at the end of the year.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one just missing outside, and the count's now 3-2. And that's the thing, if they go 8-0, and they probably need a little bit of help, but if they get some of that help, it's not out of the realm of possibility for them to even be here at Heights Stadium when it comes down to playoffs. Again, I would say probably even so at 7-1, they don't get a chance to host. So they would have to have a lot of help then to host. But 8-0, you get those 8 wins, things can be in a really good spot for you at the end of the season, but you're at least going to like where you're going to go, because it's going to be a close, in seed-wise, it's going to be close to where you're at. 3-2 pitch will miss just inside, and will be a one-out walk issued by Bridger Babcock to Easton Tesh, and will roll back to the top of the order for Ben Hassett. Third walk now issued in the ballgame by Babcock. 1 on and 1 out here in the top of the third. Hassett is 0 for 1 with a ground out to the second baseman at Scheffelbein to open up the ball game. And then right now, if the season had ended today or ended at the beginning of this week, Pierre would travel to Watertown, who they lost in 9 innings by 1-run game, and outside of 1 bad inning, they were well within reach, or even the amount of earned runs that were, or runs that were unearned in that second game. They had a shot to beat Watertown and sweep them. So I think there's a lot of teams that at the end of the season are not going to be too happy to see, or they're going to be happy to not see Pierre. They're not going to be happy if they land having to face Pierre in the playoffs. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Hassett. That'll be on the outside corner for a strike, and the count's even at a ball and a strike.
Yeah, it'll be a tough out. I think, you always want to be playing your best baseball at the end of the year, and I think the Eights have a chance to do that, like I said earlier. And I think regardless of what happens at the end of the season, if they will be able to make the region tournament, they'll be a tough out as Babcock delivers strike 2 to make it a 1-2 count.
Of course, as the beginning of that last week, there'll be a lot. Again, the last seed points will be up for grabs with the last 8 games, but a lot can change over the next week and a half before we get to the end of the year. As that one will be outside, the count's now 2-2. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to see what this Eights team can do, especially how the season started. We're kind of seeing a little bit of the same trend from last year to this year of the slow start wind-wise, and then start to kind of pick things up and be a tough team at the end of the season. Everyone's swinging a foul back, and the count remains at 2-2. And of course, we say that because a lot of guys, there's not a whole lot of guys that returned from last year's team. You're looking at the catcher Nolan Peterson, and then outside, you look at everybody else in this lineup right now. Cooper Twilliger, who came in halfway through the year, moved up to Senior Legion, going to be fouled out of play. And then you add back Grayson Hunsley, who played in the 2022 season, but not the 2023 season. There's just a lot of there was a lot of new faces already last year, and it becomes a lot newer faces even this year. Obviously, Miles Doyle being a guy that comes back, but has not played in this doubleheader. Runner takes off with a 2-2 pitch. This will be lined into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Runner will try and get to third. Now he's going to be caught up. Sunshine's got to throw it to third. He does. Now Hunsley's got him into a pickle. They'll throw it one back one time, and now Shufflebine will try and race. The toss back again to Bridger Babcock. One more toss to Hunsley. The tag will be applied, and they will get the second out. A few too many throws maybe were in there, but the entire, Gunnar Edson to right field. He's almost to second base. Weston Northrup was out in left. He was standing at second. Sonnenschein was over at third, the center fielder. And guys did their part. Maybe a few too many throws in there, but everybody was taking the place and making sure that there's somebody at the base at all times in the pickle.
Yeah, that's one of those ones where, it's an entire team effort, and it was good to see the Eights do that. And it's an entire team effort to try to sit down the base runner, and that was what happened on that play. I'm not going to tell you what that out is going to be in your statistical book, because I lost track of the throw after about the third one.
So it's a base hit for Ben Hassett. Then it goes 8-5, 4-1-5 for the putout, with the runner getting caught between second and third. This will be popped up right around the mound. Cooper Twilliger will call for it. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side here in the top of the third inning. No runs score, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. We have played 2.5, and Pierre has a 2-1 lead over at the Post 22 Expos. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
People helping people. Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Owyhee Federal Credit Union member? At Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Owyhee Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do.
Owyhee Federal Credit Union.
The lawyers at the May Adam Law Firm in Pierre know how important your families are to you. If you've been putting off getting your affairs in order, know that the May Adam Law Firm is available to counsel you through your questions and help you get the documents in place so that you've made your loved ones secure. Call them at 224-8803, and they can chat with you about how to document your concerns and care for your family. We're all in this together, and the May Adam Law Firm is ready and able to help.
As we welcome you back here, it is a 2-1 lead for Post 8 at the start of the bottom of the third inning. 9-1-2, Weston Northrup, Nolan Peterson, and Carter Shufflebine. And we'll go back to that last play, a single for Ben Hassett, but then an 8-5, 4-1-5 put-out from the Tesh, or the courtesy runner for Tesh. As we looked it up, but it is no zip code in the United States. So as they're baseball no man's land, it's no man's land in the world, in the geography of the world.
Absolutely. Or at least no man's land in the United States.
Yeah, no man's land in the United States. But yeah, no zip code to the 5 numbers of the 8-5-4-1-5 put out. Weston Northrup will lead things off. He was 1 for 2 in the ball game in game 1. Single in the third, flew out into center in the 6th inning. As he leads things off in the number 9 spots, as he is now 1 for 7 in total of this season. Got his first base hit. And looking to build off of that, I would say there's a shot that we see him pitch here at some point in this second game with Bridger Babcock, who will go back to that first ball game here in just a moment. We do have a new pitcher on the mound for the Hard Hats, as it is McCoy Rippentrop that is pitching. That'll be over for a strike. The count's now 1-1.
Yeah, Babcock threw 12 pitches in that first game, and so far here in game 2, he has thrown a total of 50. So 62 pitches through in the day. So he's got a total of 43 more here in game number 2.
And I think there's the rule of if you throw so many pitches in one game that you can't come back later on in the day. But if you throw under that amount, you can come back and pitch in that same day, but you still only get 105
for the day. Yep.
Counts 3-1 here to Weston Northrup, as there'll be a ground ball back up the middle off of Rippentrop, rolls back through the mound. The throw to first will be in time, and McCoy Rippentrop, I don't think it actually hit him. I think it got the glove, but it was starting rolling back towards home plate, right down the dirt between the home plate and the pitching mound, and he was able to pick it up and fire a strike right before Northrup got to the bag, and a 1-3 put out to start this bottom of the third, and back to the top of the order for Nolan Peterson.
Yeah, what a play there by the new pitcher and Rippentrop fielding his position. Off the glove, I think you're absolutely right that it did get him in the glove, but scampers off the mound, picks it up and throws out Northrup, who was really hustling down the first base line by probably less than a quarter of a step.
As the appeal to first on the check swing from Nolan Peterson, they said he went around, so the count's 0-1. He singled the lead off the bottom of the first inning, came in to score. Ended up being the double steal with Carter Scheffelbein. As there's a ground ball back up the middle again, this time not fielded by the pitcher Rippentrop. The throw to first from Inhofer will not be in time, and a infield single for Nolan Peterson. Looked like the out call was going to come, and then it turned into the safe call. And it's a infield single for Nolan Peterson, who's now 2 for 2. And it brings up Carter Scheffelbein.
Yeah, that was really, really good hustle there by Peterson. Relatively routine ground ball to Inhofer, where it looked like he was going to be able to throw him out, but Peterson's speed able to beat out the throw.
First pitch will miss low and away for ball 1 to Scheffelbein. So he had the strike call that I don't think he agreed with, that he had swung and missed on. He thought he had checked his swing, and then that play was close. So I think if you ask Peterson, he'd absolutely take that 10 times again, that if you're going to have those two plays be that close, yeah, give me the strike. I'll take the base hit.
Absolutely. Every single time.
Here is the 1-0 pitch. Peterson started to take off, but he will head back to first. That one missed as well, and the count's 2-0 here to Scheffelbein, who also singled. They have both Peterson and Scheffelbein have combined for 3 of the 4 hits so far for the Eights. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That'll be outside. Now a back pick to first, and Peterson is sliding back in safely, with Lee, the first baseman, a step in front of the bag and no chance to even apply the tag. But a 3-0 count here to Scheffelbein, and most likely will be taking here all the way. A 3-0 pitch. He will watch that go down the middle for a strike, and the count goes now 3-1.
You think Peterson's going to have to wash his jersey after the game?
I think if they wear white pants again tomorrow, he should see how dirty he can get it through two doubleheaders.
There you go.
Here's the 3-1 pitch. Line shot by Scheffelbein. That's through the hole on the right side for a base hit. Peterson will have to stop at second, with a throw coming back in from the right fielder Hassett. And both Peterson and Scheffelbein are both 2 for 2. Combined 4 hits between the first 2 hitters in the order. And it's first and second here with 1 out, and it brings up Sunshine.
Yeah, that was a good job of base running there by Peterson, freezing on the line drive off the bat of Scheffelbein. And he, maybe could have gotten to third if he would have gone on contact, but that's the right play every single time as you freeze on the line drive, see it through to right field before you advance to second.
First pitch will miss low for ball 1. Here to Sunshine, who is 0 for 1, grounded out. Run came in to score on his ground out. When the throw went from the first baseman Lee across to the third baseman and went wide, Scheffelbein was able to score. And now they pick off attempt back to first, and Scheffelbein will stand back in safely, with the first baseman Lee trying to sneak in behind him. The first base coach of Elliott Life had that one sought out beforehand. Lee not holding on Shufflebein, but trying to sneak in behind him. Here's the 1-0 now to Sun and Shine. That'll be dropping at the bottom of the zone for a strike. The count's now 1-1.
Yeah, as a base coach, you always want to be aware of, what's going on if they're going to try and back pick you anywhere, just so your guys can continue to stay aggressive on the base paths. And Coach Elliott Life did a good job there of keeping him close at first base and Shufflebein, and he was able to scamper back to first easily on the back pick.
They will call time. Not sure if maybe the umpire got hit, maybe a combination of both the catcher and the umpire both getting hit, and Tesh giving a chance for a breather with a 1-2 count here to Sun and Shine with 1 out here in the bottom of the third. First and second. Back-to-back singles by Peterson and Shufflebein, just like they did in the first inning as well. And the Eights are hoping to cash in and score both of those runs. They lead at 2-1 right now on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard. Appearing in for the sign and coming sets is Rippentrop. The 1-2 pitch here to Sun and Shine. Ground ball that is fouled to the third base side, and Coach Iverson will go over to make the play. We got to retract the statement to the Four Corners team and say that maybe he can't play a little infield.
I still like his speed in the outfield.
Does Coach Iverson know that he likes his speed too?
I don't
know if he's got the speed anymore. I think he still does. He's still young enough. Here's 1-2 pitch. There's a ground ball to the third base side. It'll be fielded and stepping on the bag at third, and no throw across as Peterson is retired on the force out. It's a fielder's choice, and there's 2 down. And we'll bring up now the cleanup man in Grayson Hunsley trying to drive in a run.
I saw him beat, talking about Coach Iverson, I saw him beat Cooper Terwilliger in a 90-foot sprint between first and second base after one of the doubleheaders earlier this year. So I think he's still got it.
I think he's still got it. He had some speed. We kind of gave him a hard time. I didn't really necessarily give him a hard time, but talked about how he had blazing speed all the time. Because there's a game, there's a ground ball to the right side for a base hit. It gets underneath the glove of the right fielder, and 2 runs are going to come in to score. Hunsley will get to second. It will be an RBI single, and then an error that will allow everybody to take an extra base. And it's a 4-2 lead now, 4-1 lead now for the Eights here in the bottom of the third. Hunsley will get 1 RBI, but then the error will score the other run. And the Eights now have a 3-run lead here with 2 outs in the bottom of the third.
Yeah, just a good play there by Hunsley, putting the ball in play like you said. Putting the pressure on the defense. That's what you ask your guys to do every single time. And Hass it out and right was trying to scoop it and get the ball in as quickly as he could. Ball rolls right under his glove, and 2-run score to make it a 4-1 lead for the Eights.
So here's Cooper Terwilliger, who popped out to the first baseman to end the first inning. He's got a runner on at second here with 2 away. Eights with 6 hits now in the ball game, 2 errors so far for the Expos. Here's the 1-0 pitch. I want to be over for a strike, and the count's now 1-1. But I think it was the first games of the 2020 season, the summer season, right after COVID, got everything going again, and the Hard Hats were first home game. Hard Hats came to town, and Iverson had a walk-off infield single against the Hard Hats as Terwilliger swings and misses for a strike, and the count's now 1-2. He had to have some speed going down the first baseline to get that walk-off single.
Yeah.
He had some sneaky speed.
I don't even know if it was sneaky.
I don't think it was sneaky, really. I just want to say it was sneaky.
Oh, that's fair.
Here's the 1-2 pitch to Terwilliger. This will be fouled off on the right side. Do it again here at 1-2.
I don't think next year that he'll be able to beat Terwilliger in a 90-foot sprint, though.
Well, once you start to get through college and out of college, any races you can beat on any athlete, a high school athlete, you got to take it while you can still get it.
Absolutely.
After a while, it's not going to happen anymore. Here's 1-2 pitch. That'll be taking out the letters for strike 3, and that will retire the side here in the bottom of the third. 2 runs scored, though, in the inning. On 3 hits in the inning, there was an error and 1 man left on base. We head to the top of the fourth, and Post State leads it 4-1 over the Expos. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates. At your service, at your side. With offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
Verdict Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Verdict Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Verdict Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Verdict Electric, 224-8684. Top of the fourth, it is a 4-1 lead for Pierre over the Post 22 Expos. And it will be 3, 4, and 5. Lars Kiefer, Trevor Schlosser, and Tayton Giddings be the first 3 hitters here, with Dawson Inhofer to come to the plate if anybody reaches base. So far, through 3 innings, it has been Nolan Peterson has thrown out 3 different Post 22 Expos trying to steal. And then on top of throwing out a runner trying to getting caught between second and third, as the first pitch will miss low for ball 1. As Bridger Babcock will work into the 4th inning, allowing just 1 run on 3 hits so far. 1 in each of those 3 innings. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's over for a strike. The count is now at 1-1. Again, tomorrow, Post State will travel to Bismarck. Coverage will start at 4:45, first pitch at 5 o'clock. Then on Saturday, the Eights will have their final home game of the regular season, as they will host Harrisburg Maroon in a doubleheader, with coverage starting at 1:45 and first pitch at 2 o'clock here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Then we get into the final week with a Tuesday, Thursday, and then Sunday to wrap up the season, as that one is line foul down the third base line, and third base coach over there is going to bounce into fair territory, so they have to pick up the ball. Coach over there didn't even flinch.
No, he didn't move. That was impressive.
0 movement, not even like a slight tilt, slight anything. It was statue standing still over at third base. Most coaches give a little bit of a, can I go get it? Nope, I'm not going to go get it. Or maybe take a step out of the way or something. But he was frozen statue over at third. 2-2 pitch here from Babcock to the leadoff man in the third. Take it for strike 3. At the top of the 4th, and that is the first strikeout for Bridger Babcock, and there's 1 down here at the top of the 4th. That brings up Trevor Schlosser, who was 0 for 1 with a flying out to the center fielder, Sutton Sunshine.
Yeah, good pitch there by Babcock. Painted the inside corner for strike 3 for out number 1 here in this top of the 4th.
First pitch will bounce in for ball 1 here to Schlosser. Again, Saturday, we're looking to be a hot day for baseball. We're going to be in the triple digits for the ball game. 1-0 pitch. Will be over for a strike. The count's now 1-1.
Are we shortening digits to digis?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
Here is the 1-1 pitch from Bridger Babcock to Trevor Schlosser. This will be hitting the bats, hitting the hand, and it will be a hit by a pitch of Schlosser, and be a runner on at first here with 1 away, and it brings up now Tayton Giddings, who drew a walk. Jake Peralta of Brooklyn 99.
Oh,
he had
sure.
They had a crime scene of triple digits for their evidence, and he said it hit triple digits.
Gotcha.
So that's where I'm getting the triple digits
I was
from.
gonna say, I have not seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but everyone that has watched it says it's a fantastic show.
Here is the first pitch to Giddings. That'll miss outside for ball one. We did watch a little bit that back in the state basketball tournament when the Governors were in Rapid City a couple years ago.
We did, yep.
We can't really talk about the scene that we watched because it's not super inappropriate, but we don't need to. We can't say, we probably shouldn't say what some of the words that were said in the scene. Wouldn't be good for FCC to say what was said.
Right.
But it did.
Not FCC regulated.
Yeah, and not so much for post-state baseball either on YouTube. Here's a 2-0 pitch. That'll be upstairs, and the count's now 3-0. Giddings drew a walk. He was then thrown out trying to steal second. Schlosser over at first. Not attempted to steal yet in this at-bat, but a 3-0 count, taking all the way, and over for strike one to make it a 3-1 count.
One of my favorite scenes in Brooklyn Nine-Nine is singing Backstreet Boys as well.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine might be one of those shows that I would recommend to a lot of people.
Absolutely.
That one will miss for ball four, and it's after hit by pitch, a one-out walk, and it's first and second here with one away. There's a lot of quotable things.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I haven't seen it, but the scenes that I have watched, I can quote almost verbatim. So
here's Dawson Inhofer, who drew a walk in his first trip to the plate. Here's the first pitch to him. He'll try and bunt it, but he'll bunt it foul to the third base dugout. One hop into the third base dugout. Counts 0-1.
Since we're on the subject, top 5 favorite comedy, like sitcom comedies of all time, in your opinion, are?
Well, I'm going to have to throw The Office and Brooklyn Nine-Nine in there.
The American Office or the British Office?
I would say the American Office, mostly because I haven't watched more than a couple episodes of the British Office.
That's fair.
But that'd be 2 in there. Then Seinfeld's got to be 1.
I'm wearing a Seinfeld shirt.
You are wearing a Seinfeld shirt. Here is the 1-1 pitch. That'll be popped up again. Grayson Hunsley make that Bridger Babcock will make a shoestring catch at the line. And a solid grab for the second out, and the failed sacrifice bunt from Dawson Inhofer. And what a grab by Bridger Babcock there right at the foul line. If he doesn't catch it, you better hope that you better hope that he doesn't even touch it if he doesn't catch it, because it's going to bounce foul. But if he touches it where it was at and doesn't make the catch, it's going to be a fair ball. And so a huge second out and a huge play by Bridger Babcock right at the third base line. So now there's 2 outs with runners at first and second, and the next pitch is popped up on the right side. Carter shuffle by, and he'll make the catch, and the Eights will get out of the danger. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. Through 3.5, it is a 4-1 lead for Pierre over the Expos. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hey, yo, Speedo's Lawn Care.
Hello. Say, my yard's in rough shape. It's got weeds, brown spots, and crabgrass.
Yeah, no problemo. What shade of green you need? We got 31 shades of green over here. Even the latest shade of septic tank grass green. That one just naturally gives off a glow.
Call the professionals at True Green. They know how to get your lawn healthy and keep it healthy. They guarantee it. All technicians are trained and certified.
Call True Green, 224-1916.
Hey, yo, Speedo.
For a change, a career, not just a job, Beck Motor Company of Pierre is looking for a team-oriented individual to join their parts department. We offer 401k, free individual health insurance, paid leave, a company cabin in the Black Hills, on-site gym, and more. Experience is a plus, but we'll train the right individual. If you have the ability to use a computer, provide great customer service, and willing to learn and adapt in a very busy environment, we want to visit with you. Call Steve Meyer at 605-224-5912 or stop by Beck Motors for more information. As we welcome you back here, it is the bottom of the fourth and a 4-1 lead for the Eights over Post 22 Expos. It'll be 6, 7, and 8 for the Eights. Charlie Simpson, Dawson Getz, and Gunnar Edson. He might reach his base. Weston Northrup against McCoy Rippentrop into his second inning of work. Here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Charlie Simpson is 0 for 1, struck out swinging to lead off the bottom of the second. So now I know I didn't finish mine, but
You did not.
I'm gonna throw it over to you, and you got to give your top 5.
You're just trying to buy yourself time.
I think you could throw. Let's see. I got Seinfeld. I got Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Got The Office.
You did. Oh, I was going to say, I was wondering if you put Brooklyn Nine-Nine in there.
This will be a ground ball to the shortstop on the first pitch. Dawson Inhofer will throw it to first. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. I think I got to throw Modern Family in there as well.
Solid choice.
Phil Dunphy might be one of the best characters in all of TV.
He's fantastic.
I think he could pretty much go into any comedy and be fantastic in that part. Dawson gets his 1 for 1. He singled and then was thrown out trying to steal second. That pitch will miss low for ball 1. I got 4 of 5, and that 5th one kind of tough to decide.
So you're going to throw it to me for my 5.
The one that I'm not particularly care for, that it was, famous and people loved it.
Sure.
Was Big Bang Theory.
Ooh, I don't know. We can be friends.
You're going to say that you're going to put that in there?
I would arguably put that in my top 5.
That would be a ground ball for Getz that chops over the third baseman's head into left field for a 1-out single. I wouldn't say that but it's one that it's hard not to say that it doesn't belong, whether I liked it or not or watched it or not, because it was such a popular show. Everybody Loves Raymond is another one that is.
I didn't really get into that one, to be fair.
And there is people that absolutely love that show as well. So, yeah, there's several that you can kind of throw in, that I would throw in that maybe, isn't one that I watch all the time. That's hard to deny the reception that I got from the audience. As Gunnar Edson will take ball 1 with Getz over at first with a 1-out single. And now it's Blake Dean's turn.
Well, if we're just doing like sitcoms, like a true comedy, like staying in that lane, I don't think you can include like a cartoon situation. My first choice would probably be How I Met Your Mother.
Okay,
fantastic show.
That's another one that I had forgotten about. Didn't really watch a whole lot of it, but was one that was very popular.
Yep, one of my all-time faves for sure. I would throw Friends in there.
Yeah, that's another one.
I
think we're getting to a top 10 list instead of
probably,
top 5.
Probably. I think we can just have 5 completely different ones and
right.
respect each other's lists as far as that goes. So those 2. I'll just try and say 3 other ones that you haven't. Big Bang Theory definitely goes in that list for me. That's an all-time favorite. One that is kind of more nostalgic, that is kind of a throwback, Full House.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. Like, I grew up watching that show. It was on all of the TV networks, I feel like, when we were growing up.
3-2 pitch is taken for strike 3 from Gunnar Edson, and there's 2 down as he is now 0 for 2 in the ball game, and it will bring up Weston Northrup, who's 0 for 1.
And I'm trying to think of a 5th that you haven't already also said, because you said...
I said like 8.
Well, I mean, that's fair.
Northrup will fly this out towards right field, and the catch will be made by the right fielder Hassett to end the inning, and it will give Blake Dean some time to think about that last comedy and sitcom that he will say in his top 5. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. Halfway home here in Game 2, Pierre leads Post 22 Expos 4-1 after 4 innings. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
If you're like a lot of South Dakotans, you've made a purchase online for services or products and have had no issues. Unfortunately, scammers view the internet as their playground, and they're constantly deploying new scams to attempt to take your hard-earned funds. Fraudulent websites have grown by leaps. Consumers and businesses need to check all aspects of a website before making any type of purchase. Questions regarding this scam should be directed to South Dakota Attorney General's Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
It is the top of the fifth, and Post State is got a 4-1 lead in the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. And it is 8-9-1 for the Expos. Brody Lee, Easton Tesh, and Ben Hassett. If he reaches base, it'll then be Cade McLeod. Here at the top of the fifth is Bridger Babcock will try and get through 5 complete innings here. In 4 innings, it allowed 1 run on 3 hits so far, and along with 3 walks issued, hit batter. In first and second, last inning with 1 out, was able to get out of it without any damage. First pitch swinging by Brody Lee. He'll foul that one back for strike 1. All right, what's the fifth one going to be, Blake?
I think I'd have to go with That 70 Show would be my 5. Although I need to watch more of it. It would probably sneak into the top 5 if I had seen more episodes of it. Would be Parks and Recreation would be my alternate, my honorable mention.
Counts 0-2 here to Brody Lee. Here is the 0-2 pitch. That'll miss outside, and the count's now 1-2. That takes me back to, I think it was the spring when we were talking about it might have been the summer still, talking about the baseball movies.
Yeah.
The top 5 baseball movies. And one movie that we really forgot was A League of Their Own. We did not mention about the League of Their Own.
Oh, yeah.
That one will miss inside, and the count's now 2-2. I end up hearing it from my wife that she's like, how do you not put that into your top 5? Or not even mentioning it.
To be fair to Kayla and to you as well as our listening audience, I haven't seen that one, so I haven't seen it all the way through. I mean, I've seen scenes of it, obviously.
I don't know if I would admit that out loud and on the radio. It counts 2-2 here still to Brody Lee. But it is
if people want to be upset, they can be upset.
It counts 2-2 here to Brody Lee. Here is the 2-2 to Bridger Babcock. This will be popped foul, and that will get out of play. the count remains at 2-2. I'm already starting to hear it. So it's not going well for you.
From Kayla?
Well, I think probably, I'm not even going to say who it is, but not going well for you.
Okay.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. That'll miss just outside. The count's now 3-2.
Whoever is angrily texting John, just invite me over and we can watch A League of Their Own together.
It is a full count here with nobody out. I don't know if they'll want to be friends with you after hearing that you haven't watched it all the way through. 3-2 pitch. It'll miss for ball 4. And it'll be a leadoff walk issued to Brody Lee, and it'll be Easton Tesh, the catcher, to come to the plate. They're going to have a pinch runner for Brody Lee. Instead of the courtesy runner, it'd have to be a pinch runner.
Right.
And the oven mitt is in hand to be placed on as Eschmeyer. So Eschmeyer will run now for Lee. He's got the oven mitt on the left hand. Here's the first pitch to Tesh. That'll miss low for ball 1.
Have I gotten an invitation yet to watch the movie?
Not yet. I don't know if that's going to come or not.
Okay.
It is a 1-0 count. The 1-0 pitch will be a ground ball that's going to get through the hole on the left side for a base hit. And it's first and second here with nobody out to kick off the top of the 5th inning. And the Expos are in business with the top of the order now up. And Ben Hassett. We're going to check to see the pitch total for Bridger Babcock as well. And now we'll have the courtesy runner for Tesh come in.
Looked like he had just over 70 the last time I checked.
So he's closing in on the end of his day because he can only go to
92.
92, yep.
Well, 93.
93 with the 12 that he threw in the first game. But here is Ben Hassett, who is 1 for 2. He will show bunt and will bunt that foul. And the count is 0-1.
But he can finish the batter. if he gets to 93, he would be able to finish the batter that he's pitching to.
Yeah, it's one, and kind of going to off that point, but to the bunting situation for the post-22 Expos. It was the Hard Hats last year. This will be a pitch that comes inside. The throw to third. The tag is safe at third. Almost ran themselves into an out. A little bit of a hesitation of the steal from the runner at second. And he was able to get his way into third around the tag of Grayson Hunsley as it counts now 1-1. And what could have been a disastrous first out for the Hard Hats, now they got second and third with nobody out and don't have to bunt anymore. 1-1 pitch will be high and outside, and the count's now 2-1. But the Hard Hats last year in the regular season, postseason, even in the state tournament, got a chance to watch a couple helping out with our sister station in KYNT, calling some state tournament games. They were not good bunting the ball, but they were bound and determined to bunt the ball well. This will be a wild pitch, and no throw back from Peterson, who came back to him up far, kind of far from, not too far from home plate, but couldn't get the ball out of his glove to make the toss. And I don't know if the toss would have been there if he'd have got him in time, but a wild pitch scores a run to now make it a 4-2 ball game.
Yeah, it was a candy hop back to Peterson, and it looked like he had a chance to maybe flip it to Babcock, who was covering home, but the run does score to make it a 4-2 ball game here in the top of the fifth.
So now a 3-1 pitch, but a miss outside for ball 4. And it's now first and third with nobody out. And for Bridger Babcock, that was pitch 84 of the day, or 84 of the game. So he's down to his last 10 pitches before he would have to be removed. Obviously, within the last 10 pitches before he have to be removed. And we'll see where they want to go to next. Looks like Charlie Simpson, the DH, is warming up out in the right field bullpen right now for Post 8. So he looks like he would be the guy to come into the ball game to be able to pitch. As Kane McLeod will come to the plate. This is danger territory here in the top of the fifth inning. Tying run is now on base with nobody out. Runners at first and third. Expect that at some point in this at-bat they're going to try and steal. Runner takes off in the first pitch, taken for a strike. The throw to second will be high. It'll be off the glove of Schuffelbein, but no steal from the runner at third. It was taken for a strike, and the count's 0-1, but a stolen base for Hassett. And now the tying run is in scoring position here with nobody out in the top of the fifth.
It's a big spot in the game for both teams here. Single ties it.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. It'll be upstairs, and the count's now 1-1. Going to go back real quick to it wasn't to the movie about the League of Their Own. My mom has said that she's even seen the movie.
Oh.
It wasn't my mom the first time texting either. Here's 1-1 pitch, but she had to chime in and say that she's even seen the movie. Just trying to make you feel bad, I guess.
If Mrs. Winkler, if she wants to invite me to her house, I'm down.
Here's the 2-1 pitch to the number 2 hitter, Kane McLeod. This will be popped up right center field. Gunnar Edson will come in. He'll make the catch. Runner will fake the tag. The throw will come in. And a good job by Edson, who even tried to deke out the runner by dropping his glove prior to the catch to simulate like he was making the catch out in right field to maybe get that runner at third to leave early, or also get him just off balance of trying to take home on the sacrifice fly. So it is a fly out to right. Coach Iverson will make his way out. Not so sure that he's going to make the change quite yet. He will. The ball will be handed from Bridger Babcock to Irver Iverson. And Babcock with a solid performance on the mound. He leaves with his team in the lead 4-2 with one out in the top of the fifth. We'll step aside for a minute, and we'll tell you the changes coming up after this. You're listening to Post-State Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
AGE Corporation's Contractors and Crane Service is a proud supporter of Pierre Governor Athletics. For almost 60 years, AGE has been building South Dakota. For all your site work construction and crane work needs this season, AGE is here to help. Give them a call. AGE Corporation and Crane Service, 223-2732. That's 223-2732. AGE, proud supporters of local sports.
At AgTegra, we're leveraging the power of the cooperative to benefit our farmers and ranchers, their families, and local communities. We're creating jobs for your neighbors and putting money back into our communities. We're lending a hand in our rural fire departments, food banks, and 4-H and FFA programs. That's what local is all about. When you do business at AgTegra, you help us make a difference in your community. AgTegra, strong, stable, dependable, and local.
It is still the top of the fifth and a 4-2 lead for the Eights over the Post 22 Expos, the Junior Legion team, as it is Charlie Simpson on the mound. He takes over for Bridger Babcock, who threw 4 1/3 innings, allowing just those 2 runs to this point. He is responsible for the 2 runners on at second and third right now. But Blake, a heck of a job in that in the game for Bridger Babcock to leave against this Post 22 Expos team, to leave with the 4-2 lead in a 4 1/3 innings. Excellent job on the mound.
Yeah, not much more you can ask from a kid, especially a young kid in Bridger Babcock. You know, giving his team a chance to win a baseball game, especially having pitched in that first game. It's a tough thing to do to come in relief in game 1 and then come back in game 2 to start the game, and pitching as well as he did in both outings. Just a fantastic job on the mound today for Bridger Babcock. Excuse me.
So here's Charlie Simpson. First pitch will be upstairs for ball 1 to Lars Kiefer. And for Charlie Simpson, this will be his 5th relief appearance. He does have a win so far in 10 2/3 innings, giving up just 5 hits, 4 runs, 6 walks. So that'll be fouled out of play, and the count's now 1-1. With the 6 walks, make that go back to where I was at and not be lost. 6 walks, 9 strikeouts, an ERA at 2.63, and a whip at 1.03. Batting average against at 128. As the 1-1 pitch will come in inside for ball 2, and the count's now 2-1. And so for Simpson, he has been very good on the mound for the Eights in relief and trying to continue that into his 5th relief appearance. This will be popped up on the infield. Charlie Simpson coming off the mound will call Fort. He'll make the catch, and there's 2 down now here in the top of the 5th inning, and it will bring up the number 4 hitter in Trevor Schlosser.
Yeah, good play there by Simpson, scampering off the mound and fielding his position. Actually, ball was going to land. If it would have landed, probably just on the fair side of the third baseline, just between, closer to home plate than third base. So good job by Simpson of fielding his position.
First pitch down the middle for strike 1 to Schlosser, who is 0 for 2. We make that 0 for 1. He flew out of the center fielder, Sun and Shine in the second, was hit by a pitch to lead off the 4th, or make that with 1 out in the 4th, led off the 8th, led off the 2nd, flying out to the center fielder. As that pitch will miss low, and the count's now 1-1. Runners at second and third base hit could tie the ball game up, but 1 out away from getting out of the jam here in the top of the 5th inning. 1 run has already scored here in the 5th. On the wild pitch that scored the runner for Lee, there's a fly ball in the left center field. That is going to get down, and that will tie up the ball game. And it took a hop away from Sun and Shine. 2 runs will score. It's an 2 RBI double with 2 outs. And we have a tie ball game here in the top of the 5th inning. And Bridger Babcock will finish with a no decision regardless of how the rest of this game resolves, as he is going to be tagged with those 4 runs. With a runner now on at second here with 2 away for Tayton Giddings.
Yeah, just a nice piece of hitting there. Driving that ball into the left center gap, scoring 2 runs, and that's exactly how you draw it up if you're the Expos with 2 outs.
First pitch will be upstairs for ball 1 here to Giddings. So Schlosser gets his first hit today with that 2 RBI double, tying the ball game up. 3-run top of the 5th inning. got this game tied now here in the 5th. There's a ground ball that is foul over to the third base coaching box, and maybe that's the reason why we saw him not move the first time. I'm just kidding. It is hard for any third base coach or any base coach to try and make a play because, one, you got to make it barehanded, and two, you're ready for the ball to come at you, but not like you are as a position player when you're in the actual baseball game.
Yeah.
So I give the coaches a hard time, but most of the time the players are giving a harder time to the coaches who don't make those plays.
Oh yeah, you're chirping your coach from the dugout if, regardless of, well, if they make the play, you're cheering them. If you don't make the play, you're booing them.
And because all the time they tell you that you got to make the play when
Yep.
it's over to you, and then the coach doesn't make the play, or doesn't try to make the play. That pitch is over for a strike. The count's now 1-2 because sometimes you get on to them for the lack of effort over at third base.
That's right.
You get on to us if we don't have the effort, and we get on to you if you don't have the effort to go get it. Counts 1-2 here to Tayton Giddings, who's walked twice. That pitch will bounce in, blocked up by Peterson. The count goes even now at 2-2. The runner on at second, 4-4 game here in the top of the 5th. With 2 outs and a 2-2 pitch here from Simpson to Giddings. Simpson will come set from the stretch. The 2-2. That will bounce in. That'll get to the backstop. And the runner will move up 90 feet. And now already was probable going to score a run on a base hit, but anything to the backstop, and for sure anything of a base hit will score that go-ahead run here for the Expos. 3-2 pitch. Swinging a foul back. And the count remains full at 3-2 here to the third baseman Giddings.
Yeah, outside of another foul ball, this is going to be the pitch that really not decides the game, but it's a huge pitch in this ball game regardless.
3-2. Line shot back up the middle, a base hit, and it's a 5-4 lead for the Expos, a 4-run 5th inning. And an RBI for Giddings, and the Expos are on top for the first time in this ball game. And we'll bring up the shortstop Dawson Inhofer, the 8th man to come to the plate here in this 5th inning. A walk, single, and a walk. The first 3 guys reach base. They were still just 1 out away from getting out of the inning, but a 2-out, 2 RBI double from Slosher, now a 2-out RBI single from Giddings, and the inning continues. With a 5-4 advantage here for the Expos. That one is flown into left center field. That's down for a base hit. 3 straight hits. Sunshine will come away with it. His throw coming in, cut off by the shortstop and gets it at second and third on another double. 3 straight hits here with 2 outs for the Expos. And we'll bring now Graydon Juvie, who is 0 for 2 so far. Make that 1 for 2, an RBI double in the second, and he popped down to the second baseman Schuffelbein in the 4th. 9th man to come to the plate here in the inning. This is a big at-bat in this ball game. Once again, as the first pitch is over for strike 1. Does it remain a 1-run ball game, or is it a 3-run lead and a 7-run inning potentially, or 6-run inning potentially for the Expos? Simpson from the windup. He'll get the sign. Time is called. Maybe a step after Simpson had started his motion, but we'll reset everything. And now here is a 0-1 pitch. That one a swing and a miss, and the count is now 0-2.
Yeah, big pitch right here for Simpson. You're right. Does this remain a 1-run ball game, or do the Expos take a 3-run lead here after the result of the at-bat here by Juvie?
0-2 pitch from Simpson. Curveball that just misses off the plate. And the count's now 1-2. Simpson was about a step or 2 towards the dugout off the mound, thinking that he had gotten out of that inning, and now he's going to rear back and fire another pitch. 1-2. Curveball that, again, just misses on the inside part of the plate this time. The count's now 2-2. A couple of off-speed pitches, breaking balls from Simpson that looked good and tough to take, but Juvie took both of them and Now the count's even at 2-2. 2-2 pitch is ripped into left field for a base hit. Another run will come in to score. They're going to round the other runner. Now they will stop and get back to third base. Will be Inhofer, and it's now a 6-4 lead here with 2 outs and 4 straight hits with 2 outs for the Expos.
Yeah, the Expos are showing you why they are one of the best junior legion teams in the state. They, up and down the lineup, just so deep, so talented. You think you get through their 3, 4, 5, and you can take your foot off the gas a little bit if you're a pitching staff. And they're just so deep all the way through. Inhofer has a couple of extra base hits. Juvie's got a couple of hits now. I mean, this lineup 1 through 9, is just so deep. They're all in the box ready to hit, and they are going to be even more dangerous when they get to the Legion level, when this group gets to the Legion level in a couple of years.
That pitch was fouled away, and the count's now 1-1. This is the 10th man to come to the plate, and actually 10 different guys will come to the plate as Dexter Steen is hitting in place of Brody Lee. So it is the 10th man overall to come to the plate, and again, 10 different guys have also come to the plate as the count's now 1-2. Trying to get out of this inning here is Simpson. Down 6-4 now, the Eights to the Expos. After leading 4-1 after 3, it's now a 6-4 game here in the top of the 5th. 1-2 pitch. Long look at first from Simpson. Delivers, there's a swing and a miss and a strikeout, and the inning will come to an end. But it is a 5-run 5th inning as the Expos will take the 6-4 lead over Pierre at the end of 4.5. Back in a minute. You're listening to Post State Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Stolken Peterson LLP has been your local CPA firm for over 40 years, offering tax preparation, bookkeeping, payroll, and consulting services. If your business, farm, or ranch needs professional, accurate, and reliable services, we are your firm. Our clients are our #1 priority. If you need a higher level of accounting service, give us a call at 605-224-5828. That's Stolken Peterson LLP, 222 East Missouri Avenue in Pierre. Brought to you by Limebach Construction Incorporated, who can build your recreational home or building along the beautiful lower Lake Oahe area. Whether if your hobby is hunting, fishing, travel, or water sports, we can come up with a building design that will fit your interests and expectations. We pride ourselves on using quality products, customer service, and open communication. Limebach Construction is locally owned and operated, serving the Missouri River community since 1994. For area of service and more information, contact Bill Limebach at 605-223-2738. That's 605-223-2738. As we welcome you back, it is a 6-4 lead for the Expos over Post States in the bottom of the 5th. As it is taking over now on the mound, Riley Scott, who actually threw in the game on Monday in the part of that doubleheader, went 2/3 of an innings on 11 pitches. And he had a walk and a strikeout in those 2/3 of an inning, did not allow a base hit. And we get you full totals here from both Bridger Babcock and McCoy Rippentrop, as Steen will stay at first base in place of Lee. But for McCoy Rippentrop, he went 2 innings, giving up 4 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned on no walks, 2 strikeouts. For Bridger Babcock, 4 1/3 innings, giving up 4 hits, 4 runs, 6 walks, and a strikeout. 88 pitches in total. For Bridger Babcock, as Nolan Peterson will lead things off. Top of the order here at the bottom of the 5th. Peterson, Shufflebine, and Sutton Sunshine will be the first 3 hitters here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's the first pitch. That'll bounce in for ball 1. You're listening to KCCR Pierre, a Riverfront broadcasting station, as we are at 7 o'clock. John Winkler alongside Blake Dean. Emma Thielen back at the station. It was a 2-0 lead after 1 and a 4-1 lead after 3 for the Eights. So this will be grounded to the third baseman and Giddings. He will field. His throw to first will be in time. And the leadoff man retired here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And it brings up Carter Shufflebine. 4-1 lead after 3 for the Eights, but a 5-run fifth has given Post 22 now a 6-4 lead as the Expos, the Junior Legion team, are in front for the first time in this ball game. The Eights did not lead in game number 1 in the 7-4 loss, as the first pitch will miss low for ball 1. The Eights did tie it up at 4-4 in that first game through 2 innings, but a 3-run third was the difference in the game. We hope that this 5-run fifth will not be the difference in the game. This will be popped up on the right side. Second baseman will go out into right field, and Juvie will make the catch near the line. And there's 2 down quickly here in the bottom of the 5th. And they'll bring up the number 3 hitter in Sun and Shine.
The center fielder, number 24,
Yeah, this is maybe we can get another 2-out rally going if we're the Eights here in this bottom of the 5th. 2 outs quickly in this bottom of the 5th, and in game 1 they scored all their runs with 2 outs already on the board.
Had 10 of their 11 hits coming with 2 outs in that first game as well. 1-0 pitch will be upstairs, and the count's now 2-0 from Riley Scott, the 3rd pitcher of the game and 7th pitcher overall for Post 22 here today, as it counts now 3-0. And Grayson Hunsley awaits on deck and take any rally to get started, anything to get the rally started. A walk will be just as good as a hit. 3-0 pitch. It'll be over for a strike, and the count's now 3-1. Still good hitters count here for Sun and Shine to try and drive something maybe down the left field line. This will be popped up though on the right side into right field, and the right fielder will call for it and Hassett to make the catch, and that will retire the side. A 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the 5th. Big shutdown inning for the Expos as they lead it 6-4 at the end of 5 innings over Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Comtech, your local technology solutions provider, is now located on the truck bypass with great brands like Bose, Sonos, LG, Samsung, Lenovo, and so much more. Stop in to see their new showroom for everything in stock for your personal or business needs. Comtech provides professional installation and service after the sale. Comtech is your local technology store located now on the truck bypass, or visit us on the web at comtechplus.com.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
It is the top of the 6th and a 6-4 lead for the Expos over Pierre on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shuffleby scoreboard. It'll be 9-1-2. Easton Tesh, Ben Hassett, and Kane McLeod. He might reach his base. Lars Kiefer will come to the plate. And again, tomorrow we've got coverage starting at 4:45 and the first pitch at 5 o'clock between Pierre and Bismarck up on the road, up in the great white north of North Dakota.
Yes.
And then we'll be back at home on Saturday in the good old USA against Harrisburg Maroon. I guess North Dakota is still part of we'll be in the better Dakota. Here's the first pitch. It'll be ball 1.
Superior Dakota,
Superior
I like
Dakota
to call it.
in on Saturday. We won't be in the Superior Dakota tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
As the first pitch does miss low for ball 1 to Easton Tesh. Here's the 1-0 pitch. 2-0.
Although I will say I was in Bismarck a couple weekends ago. Got to go to Space Aliens.
I don't know if I'll have enough time to get to Space Aliens.
Really? Oh, man.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. This will be out towards right field. Gunnar Edson will come in. He'll make the catch, and the leadoff man retired here in the top of the 6th inning. And it's back to the top of the order for Hassett.
You should make that a request to Coach Iverson that you get to.
We need to get there early. If
we're
playing at 3 o'clock tomorrow, I'd say we can get there after the game is over with.
Yeah.
And maybe we got to get there an hour or two earlier than expected to get to the Space Aliens.
Yeah.
First pitch will miss low for ball 1. It'll be Hassett, McLeod, and then Lars Kiefer if anybody reaches base of the 2. Top of the order here for the Expos in the top of the 6th inning. That's over for a strike, and the count's now 1-1.
Sickies is also fantastic.
A couple places. It's hard, and you get to Bismarck, and you get a good selection of of food to get while you're up there. Here's a ground ball through the hole on the left side. A little seeing eye single for Hassett. He's now 2 for 3 in the ball game. And a runner on at first here with 1 away, and it brings up the number 2 hitter in Kane McLeod, who is 1 for 3. It won't be the final time that we travel because we're going to be in the Sioux Falls area 3 straight times. We're going to go to Sioux Falls West on Tuesday, Brandon Valley on Thursday, and then facing Renner and Yankton, Renner Sultans and Yankton in a triangular on that Sunday. So just one. It's good to have those days in between because it can help line up pitching. The bad thing is you're going to Sioux Falls, traveling back, Sioux Falls, traveling back, Sioux Falls, and traveling back. And
right.
A lot of miles will be put on at the end of the season for the Yates as it counts 2-0 here to Kane McLeod.
Although the nice thing is,
you start driving in your sleep when you're going there that much.
No, maybe not do
right.
that.
Did not do that. Here's a ground ball that'll be through the hole on the left side again for another base hit. And it's first and second here with 1 away.
It's an excuse to go to Hoo-Hot, though, multiple times.
Oof. You get there early. Again.
Yeah, again, yeah. Well, fair.
You gotta get there beforehand. You can't get there after.
You just got to set aside an hour ahead of time.
That's true.
And just use it to your advantage.
Use it wisely.
Mm-hmm.
Lars Kiefer, the number 3 hitter. Here is the first pitch to him. That'll be outside for ball 1. He is 0 for 3 so far. Fly out to center, struck out looking, and then popped out to the pitcher, Charlie Simpson. And the first batter that he faced was the guy that he was able to get out. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one will get off the glove of Peterson to the backstop, and it's now second and third here with 1 away, and the count's now 2-0. Again, the inning becomes now even more important with 2 guys in scoring position here with less than 2 outs. Going to keep this a 2-run deficit. Simpson will go back to the windup. The 2-0 pitch will bounce in and blocked up by Peterson. The count's now 3-0.
Yeah, coming into this game, as far as Simpson's pitching line was concerned, he had thrown 10 2/3 innings, all out of the bullpen. Had not started a game. This is his 5th appearance on the mound this year, as he allows a walk to load the bases here. Is this Rippentrop coming to the plate? It looks like it.
It would be a Slosher.
Oh,
the DH come to the plate.
Oh, I thought it said 28 on his jersey. Okay.
All the 2s look exactly the same on the 2s and 8s. All look the same.
Okay.
On these jerseys.
Gotcha. But for Simpson, this is his 5th relief appearance. 0-1 record. He had allowed 4 runs, all of them earned on 5 hits. Walked 6, struck out 9, hit 2 batters for an ERA of 2.625. As Slosher swings and misses at strike 1 to make it a 1-1 count here. Whip of 1.031, batting average against of 128. So Simpson, one of the go-to guys for the 8s out of the bullpen.
1-1.
As a 2-1 count here, and the Expos are making life a little rough for Charlie Simpson thus far.
Bases loaded here with 1 away. Ground ball be big right now for Simpson. 2-1 pitch. Maybe a line shot into left field. 1 hops to Northrop. Run will come in to score. They'll go station to station. It's now a 7-4 lead here for the Expos. And 3rd RBI now, and 2nd hit in the last 2 innings for Slosher. Bases remain loaded with 1 away.
Giddings comes to the plate here again with the bases loaded. And the Expos are going station to station right now. Really, really hurting the 8s by the old saying is, death by 1,000 paper cuts, and that's kind of how they're playing it right now.
Yeah, 3 hits in the inning along with a walk, and all 3 have been singles that have not been, they have been seeing eye singles to the left side, just a one hopper to the left fielder, nothing that's been, I wouldn't say, I'm not going to say that they haven't hit it hard, but they haven't put it down the line, they haven't put it in the gap, they just have found the hole and have gotten 3 solid base hits. And like you said, death by 1,000 paper cuts right now as the base is loaded here with 1 out. There's another line shot up the middle for another base hit. Another run will come in to score. Sun and Shine will come up with that. And again, station to station they go. Another RBI single to make it now an 8-4 lead here with 1 out in the 6th inning. 4th hit of the inning, all being singles. Second RBI of the game for Giddings.
Yeah, and the Expos really aren't doing anything overly special. They're just putting the bat on the ball, and the ball is finding all the holes right now in the defense. And they are now up 8-4 after having scored 2 runs so far in this top of the 6th. Bases remain loaded for the hitter in Inhofer.
You got to feel for Charlie Simpson, who is having right now just a tough time getting guys out. Not getting a tough time of making contact or, nobody, they're not, like you said, they're not lighting up the at-bats and getting double after double. They're just through the left side, up the middle, just over the shortstop's head. And, again, I'm not saying that they're not hitting the ball hard and not deserving to get base hits, but Simpson, if the ball's 10 feet one way or the other in a lot of these base hits, they're ground ball outs. They're right 2 hitters. They're right 2 fielders. This will be flown out to right field. This will get to Gunnar Edson. He'll backpedal to make the catch. Runners will tag from 2nd and 3rd. Another run will score on the RBI sac fly. And it's a 9-4 advantage here in the top of the 6th inning with runners at the corners now and 2 outs.
Yeah, nice play there by Edson. That ball took him backwards, and he had to make an adjustment at the last second to make the catch in right field, but it does go down as a sac fly for Inhofer as another run scores for the Expos. 9-4 lead for Post 22's Junior Legion squad here with 2 outs in the top of the 6th.
So now here's Grayton Juvie to the plate. That first pitch is upstairs for ball 1. Juvie had an RBI single back in the 5th inning. He is the 8th man to come to the plate. They had 10 guys come to the plate in the 5th, and now another 8 at least here in the 6th inning. They've scored 8 of their 9 runs between these 2 innings. There's a swing and a miss, and the count's now 1-1. Juvie was trying to make it an 8-run ball game, and with that swing, that was above the zone. He was looking to put it near more the Boys and Girls Club. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That'll be over for a strike, and the curveball that drops in. The count's now 1-2.
The way that he's hit the ball this afternoon, I wouldn't be surprised if it would have connected, if it would have gone out that far, because he has had a fantastic game number 2.
That one will miss low, blocked up by Peterson. The count is even now at 2-2. He is 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs, a double with an RBI in the 2nd, and a single and an RBI in the 5th. 2 on and 2 outs, and a 2-2 pitch with the deuces wild here in the top of the 6th inning. This will get to the backstop. Run will try and score, and will come in to score on the wild pitch, and it's now a 10-4 lead for Post 22. And the count is now full at 3-2. So wild pitch scores a run. And they'll move up the runner to 2nd. And a 4-run inning has given the Expos a 6-run lead. 3-2 pitch. It'll be upstairs for ball 4, and it's now 1st and 2nd here with 2 outs. And the 9th man to come to the plate, and Dexter Steen. So I will say, Blake, I gave you the option to take the field with the home run derby.
I was going to talk to you about that, yeah.
Teoscar Hernandez would have been your guy if you'd have taken the field.
That's true.
Do you feel confident to take him in the home run derby?
No, I'd still rather take Adolis Garcia. But I am partial to Teoscar Hernandez. He is, this is my first year in a long time of playing fantasy baseball, and Teoscar Hernandez is one of my fantasy baseball players. So there'll be a slight cheer for him in the absolutely
in the home run derby. From
absolutely.
You. Here's the 0-1 pitch here to Dexter Steen. That'll bounce in. Runner will take off for 3rd, and Won't be a throw from Peterson. And it's now 1st and 3rd here with 2 away. And Steen, the 9th man to come to the plate. He's 0 for 1, struck out swinging to end the top of the 5th. See if Simpson can get him to end the top of the 6th now. 1-1 pitch. That'll be at the top of the zone for a strike, and the count's now 1-2.
Speaking of Major League Baseball, across the scores that have gone on today in MLB, the Twins split with the White Sox. They won the first game 3-2 as Steen hits a high chopper to second base that goes off the glove of Schiffelbein at second. Run scores for the Expos to make it an 11-4 lead, and runners remain at first and second now, or go to first at second now because there was a runner on third.
Is that an air charge of Schiffelbein, or is that infield single? As high as that ball was and how Steen was at, I see it can go either way.
Yeah. I would say be on the safe side and maybe give it an error, just because you really don't know unless he fields it cleanly if he was able to make the play. But I'm lucky I'm not the official scorer. But anyway, going back to the scorers, as line drive right to the center fielder in Sonnenschein to make the catch and end this top of the 6th. For the Expos, we'll talk about Major League scores on the bottom half of the inning.
It's 11-4 lead for the post-22 Expos over Pierre, going to the bottom of the 6th. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom's today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
It is the bottom of the 6th. 11-4 is their score. The American Family Insurance Brittany Schiffelbein scoreboard. And it is going to be 4, 5, and 6. Grayson Hunsley, Cooper Twilliger, and Charlie Simpson here in the bottom of the 6th. And the 8's down by 7. They had a 4-1 lead at the end of 4 innings. In the last 2 innings, 5 runs have scored in each of the 2 innings for the Expos, and now lead at 11-4. They get 11 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors so far. The 8's with 4 runs, 7 hits, and an error. They had 5 runs, 4 hits, an error, and 2 left on base in that top of the 6th inning for the Expos. Grayson Hunsley, Twilliger, Simpson against Riley Scott, who is working into his 2nd inning of work. The 8's Blake have a lot of work in front of them now here, down by 7.
Yeah, they've dug themselves a hole here and they've got 2 innings to try to claw their way out of it against a Junior Legion squad that is, like we talked about earlier, one of those Junior Legion squads that's going to be competing for a state championship, one would imagine, come the end of the season.
And they will be here again in the end of July, beginning of August. I think it might even start in August with the Junior Legion State Tournament here hosted at Heinz Stadium. The 8's will be the host team in it. Regardless of where they finish in the standings, they will be in the state tournament coming up at the beginning of August. Have some activity on the right field bullpen for Pierre as the first pitch will miss inside for ball 1 here to start the bottom of the 6th inning. And looks like maybe Weston Northrup potentially could be warming up out there in the right field bullpen. That one will hit the helmet of Hunsley. He will reach first, and he just adjusts his helmet and will head down to the first base bag. Leadoff man is on base here in the bottom of the 6th, and if you're going to make a 7-run comeback, well, take him any way he can get him. And
absolutely.
Thankfully, Hunsley, it's just more nick the helmet than anything else. So he's okay at first base.
Absolutely.
First pitch will be upstairs for ball 1 to Terwilliger.
But going through Major League Baseball scores like we were going to talk about in the top half of this inning, both of our teams, the Twins and the Cardinals, had doubleheaders today. Twins come away with a split 3-1 loss in Game 1, 3-2 win in Game 2 for the Twins. The Cardinals had a doubleheader with the Kansas City Royals. Royals win the first game 6-4, and they are currently tied 1-1 in the top of the third in game number 2.
This pitch will be grounded down the third base line. That is fair for Cooper Terwilliger down the line as Hunsley will round third. He's on, or make his way to third, rounding second, and he will get to third. Terwilliger is on at second. He's got himself a double, and it's second and third here with nobody out here in the bottom of the sixth, and the Eights are in business. Get this bottom of the sixth rolling. First extra base of the season for Cooper Terwilliger. Brings up Charlie Simpson now.
Yeah, just a hard ground ball down the third base line for Terwilliger. Hunsley was off and running with the on contact, and Terwilliger is standing on second base for the double.
Simpson will launch that out towards left center field. That's down. That will score 2 runs. All the way out to the wall in left center field. Kicks up around the 383 side. Simpson rounding second on his way to third. The throw coming in. He dives head first. He's safe with a 2-run triple. And it's 11-6. The Eights scored twice here with nobody out.
Simpson's first triple of the season. That one was a well-struck ball to the right or the left center gap, and he was on his horse on contact, just beat the throw. Really good relay from the Expo outfield to the infield that just missed Simpson by about a half step.
They will make a pitching change here with nobody out in the bottom of the sixth. We will come back and tell you the change. After this, you're listening to Post-State Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Back in a minute.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back. The sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up, all online. New or used, shop for it all online, anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
So to be Graydon Juvie now on the mound for the Post-22 Expos, as Riley Scott looks like he's going to stay in the game and play second, or look like that way. But he goes just an inning, giving up 2 hits, 2 runs so far, with no walks or any strikeouts. He threw just 15 pitches. And Graydon Juvie will come in to throw. And so this will be the 8th pitcher of the day for the Post-22 Expos. And you can't officially close the book yet on Scott because he is still responsible for that runner on at third and Charlie Simpson with nobody out. And he will keep him at second for Scott, so he will hit in place of Trevor Slosher, which will be due up fourth in the 7th inning. As the DH is now gone for the rest of the game for the Expos. And it will bring up now Dawson Getz, who is 2 for 2. He's singled in both the 2nd and 4th inning. And he's got 2 of the 9 hits so far for the Eights. Chance to drive in a run. And for Getz, that would be RBI 13 if he can get it. First pitch will come high and inside for ball 1. Went 1 for 3 in game 1, so 3 for 5 days so far. At the plate for Getz. This will come high and tight, and the count's now 2-0.
Yeah, big opportunity here for Getz. Just put a ball in play, get the run in from third base, and pick up another run, continue this comeback.
That pitch will be upstairs, and the count's now 3-0. So 2 runs here to get 2 of those runs back. That's the 5 runs that scored in the top of the 6th inning. The 3-0 pitch here from Juvie to Getz will be inside and high, and it's a 4-pitch walk, and it's first and third with nobody out, and it brings up Gunnar Edson. Edson followed by then Northrup. And Nolan Peterson will follow after that.
Tying run now on deck for the Eights here.
Not quite, I don't think, right?
Oh, yeah, you're right. In the hole.
We're close. Hey, math is hard for me. It can be hard for you, too.
I just count.
First pitch is over for strike 1.
I count for a living sometimes.
Sometimes. I have to count 2 for a living sometimes. It doesn't work out for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. That one will be to the backstop. And coming home, score will be Charlie Simpson, the wild pitch. To second will go the runner in Getz. And it's now 11-7. And Getz will get to second base, so that will officially close the book for Scott as well, giving up 3 runs in that inning. Inning plus work, but did not get it out of that into a second inning of work. 2 hits, 3 runs, no walks, and no strikeouts for Scott. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Edson. That'll miss low, and the count's now 2-1. So far, 7 pitches in, and just 1 strike from Graydon Juvie.
Yeah, taken all the way here if you're Edson. Only 1 strike thrown so far by Juvie. You got to see a strike first.
That one will hit the zone, and the count's now 2-2.
Now you can open up the zone.
See if he can get a base hit. 0 for 2 so far as Edson driving another run to get the ace back within 3. That'll miss outside, and the count's now 3-2. The Eights have gotten 3 of those 5 runs back now, making this a ball game here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 3-2 pitch. That'll miss upstairs, and back-to-back walks to start his outing for Juvie. And his first and second, and it brings up Weston Northrup. Northrup is 0 for 2 and 1 for 4 overall so far today, going 1 for 2 in game 1, 0 for 2 so far here in game 2.
Now the tying run's on deck.
Yes. And Nolan Peterson hopefully will be representing the tying run when he comes to the plate, who stands on deck right now. As the first pitch will miss low for ball 1. First 4, make that the first 5 guys have all reached base in this bottom of the 6th inning. 1-0 pitch. Got the letters for a strike. The count's 1-1.
12 pitches so far from Juvie, 9 balls, 3 strikes. So good take there by Northrup. Looks like Coach Iverson's maybe putting on a call here, calling out a number. We'll see if that leads to anything with a 1-1 count here, nobody out.
See if Northrup will show bunt. He does, and he bunts it foul. So now the count's 1-2. And Northrup will have to swing the bat, and we'll see if he can get a base hit and get that tying run to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Was once a 7-run lead, 11-4 in this bottom of the 6th inning, now 11-7. 1-2 pitch. That curveball stays up, and the count's now 2-2. And you know that anybody on the Post 22 Expos side can pitch. Everybody in Post 22, that's kind of probably somewhat of a requirement unless you're just that good of a fielder. You probably will at some point pitch in a game. So they still got guys that are available to throw. There's a ground ball to the right side, be fielded by the second baseman, throw to second for 1, to first. It's going to be in time. That one did not look like it was Northrup had beat it out, but they will get the double play. And there's 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and a runner now on third. And that's a huge twin killing for the Post 22 Expos.
Yeah, absolutely. Really good turn there on the ground ball to second base. Good play there by Scott, who just came off the mound because he was ranging to his left and turned and made a and fired it to Inhofer, who was covering at shortstop, who threw an absolute BB to first base to really get Northrop by about as close as you can get anybody out at first base for a huge double play, like you said. Now 2 outs here with Peterson at the plate.
1-0 pitch will miss inside. The count's now 2-0. And the fact, I mean, regardless if Northrop was safe or not at first base, it was really close. But when you think about that play, it shouldn't have been close because that's a very good turn, especially starting from Scott, to make that play to get that started to be even that close. As it counts 3-0 here to Peterson. That's a college baseball type play from the second baseman and Scott to start the double play. Here's the 3-0 pitch from the windup from Juvie. That'll be on the inside corner for a strike. The count's now 3-1. Seventh man to come to the plate here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The 3-1 pitch to Peterson. Swings and fouls that one into the mitt for a strike, and the count's 3-2. So from 3-0 now to 3-2, and Juvie, who got the help of a double play, can really limit the damage where the Eights were feeling like they could have got within much more in striking distance. This will be flown out by Peterson out towards left center field. It'll be Kiefer that will call for it to make the catch out in center and retire the side here in the 6th. 3 runs do score in the inning. On make that 2 hits. There were no errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the top of the 7th, 11-7. Post 22 leads Pierre. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important. So are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC. Weston Northrop will take over on the mound, trying to get the final 3 outs here in the top of the 7th and give the Eights a chance in the bottom of the 7th, down by 4, as it is 11-7, and it is the 3rd pitcher used for the Eights here in this ball game. And for Weston Northrop, this will be his 2nd outing. He threw just an inning, giving up a hit, a run. So the ERA is at 7, whip at 1, batting average against it 250. So Northrop will try and just be one hitter better than he was last time and get a 1-2-3 inning after giving up just that 1 hit, and the only end up being a home run that he gave up, but settled in and end up getting those 3 outs, as it will be the top of the order and Ben Hassett to lead things off here in the 7th, or in the 7th inning.
Yeah, hard to be any better than he was in his last outing for Weston Northrop, but if he can do it, especially against this top of the order here for the Expos, that would be a huge shot in the arm for the Eights going into the bottom of the 7th.
Here's the first pitch to Hassett. That'll be high and outside for ball 1. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 for the Eights in the bottom of the 7th inning. So they'll have just about as good as what they want to see for a batting order to come up, as the count's 1-1. Outside of, basically starting with the top of the order of Nolan Peterson, you're in one of the best spots that you can be at in the 7th. 1-1 pitch. This will be flown out towards center field, right center field. And Simpson will glide over to his left to make the catch. Make that sunshine gliding over to his left to make the catch, and the leadoff man is retired here in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, nice play there by Sonnenschein to drift over, make the play for the first out of the inning, and off to a good start so far for Weston Northrop here in the top of the 7th.
Simpson is out in left field for the Eights. As the first pitch will be over for strike one here to Kane McLeod, who was 2 for 4 in the ball game. 2 singles, 1 in the first and a single in the sixth. 10 guys come to the plate in each of the 5th and 6th innings, scoring 5 runs. 5 hits in the 5th, 4 hits in the 6th, along with an error. Left 2 men on base, just about almost the exact same 2 innings. This will be reaching for it, grounding it over. The shortstop gets, will field in front of the second base bag. He'll fire across to first, and Twilliger had to reach up to make the play, but that's why you had the tall first baseman over there to present the large target. And there's 2 down here in the top of the 7th, and it brings up Lars Kiefer.
Yes, nice play there by Getz, ranging in and to his left. Kind of threw a little bit off balance, but like you said, it's easy when you're throwing to a target at first base who's 6'5" and probably going to go play D1 football.
This will be launched down to left field. Lars Kiefer will get one hop off the wall. Simpson will play it. It'll be a 2-out double for Lars Kiefer, and the inning won't quite end yet here for the Expos. That'll be his first hit. He's now 1 for 4 in the game. And it brings up Riley Scott, and that will get his first chance to swing the bat.
Yeah, heck of a piece from Lars Kiefer there. Thought that might have a chance to get out of here as high as he struck that, but does bounce just in front of the Denver air sign in left field, and he is standing on second base with a 2-out double.
First pitch will miss low for ball 1. As they say in Major League, too high.
Right.
Except the ball still got out.
Not too high, too far.
Too far. Who cares? It's gone. The PG version of the rest of that line. That one will be upstairs, and the count's now 2-0.
Bob Uecker's the greatest.
Especially Bob Uecker in himself is great as a actual baseball broadcaster for the Brewers, but as Harry Doyle and Bob Uecker together, that is fantastic. As this will be popped up on the right side, Twilliger in foul territory. He'll make the catch, and he'll retire the side here in the top of the 7th. No runs, a hit, no errors, and a man left on base. To the bottom of the 7th we go. The Eights down by 4. And as Harry Carey would say, let's get some runs. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. Now is the time to order your new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, plus a good selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and auto body shop with trained technicians, along with a friendly financing team that'll work with you to find the best deal and one that'll fit your budget. Wagner Auto is your local full-service family-owned dealership for over 115 years. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com.
Bottom of the 7th, it is a 11-7 lead for the Expos over Pierre. As the Great and Juvie will try and get the last 3 outs. But Carter Shuffleby and Sudden Sunshine, Grayson Hunsley will lead things off. Can you imagine Harry Carey in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning having to say Carter Shuffleby and Sudden Sunshine back-to-back after all the alcohol that he had? There's no chance that he is going to say those last names. And then you throw Cooper Twilliger in after that. There's no chance that anybody will have any idea who's up at the plate.
Yeah. Harry Carey was a legend in many ways, and his ability to consume alcoholic beverages was right up there.
and still be, I mean, I guess he was entertaining because of all the alcoholic beverages that he had late in games, but was very entertaining and a great play-by-play guy.
I love Will Ferrell's impression of him on SNL.
This will be skied to left field, but it'll be Inhofer. Nope, he'll give way to the left fielder coming into McLeod to make the catch, and the leadoff man is retired. They kick things off here in the bottom of the 7th, and they'll bring up Sutton Sunshine. Will Farrell's impression of Harry Carey might be, got to be the best.
Mhm.
Got to be the best of
I
anybody.
agree.
And he got the little head
Yeah, I was
bob
gonna say
too.
the head bob is the best.
The first pitch will be upstairs. Hi! Just randomly be talking. Hi! Here's the 1-0 pitch to Sun and Shine. That'll be fouled back.
And just say something completely obscure.
So, and I've told this story on the air before, but back before I moved out here, I had worked with a guy that we were umpiring slow pitch softball and different things. The counts 1 and 2. He was at Wrigley Field one day watching the Cubs game, and back then, and now you don't see it as much, everybody would bring their headphones with them to listen to the game. And so it was getting late in the game, and Harry Carey on the call as Sunshine will swing and miss for strike 3. The throw will have to go to first, and there's now 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th, and the Eights are down their final out. And it's Grayson Hunsley that will come to the plate. But he was sitting there listening to the game, and guy hit a foul ball, and Harry Carey, there's a high fly ball. If it's fair, it's gone. It's just foul. And he said he turned around and watched it go behind the press box, behind home plate, and had no chance of getting out for a home run. But he had said on the radio that if it was fair, it's gone. And he said, yeah, he turned and watched it go back, and he was listening to it. Did he really just say if it's fair, it's gone? And of course, and especially back then, nobody was. If you were at the stadium, you're going to laugh about it. But if you're on the radio, you get zero idea. There's a line shot that will be caught by the third baseman and Giddings, and that will end the ball game. And the Eights will fall 11-7 here in Game 2, and a sweep of the Expos of Pierre. Back in 2 minutes to wrap up our doubleheader. You're listening to Post 8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
YAG Air Incorporated is your locally owned ag chemical and seed retailer. YAG Air Incorporated offers reliable ground and aerial application. For the latest seed and chemical pricing, contact Kyle at 605-280-8710 or Tony at 605-280-4771. YAG Air for all your ag chemical and seed needs. Kyle 605-280-8710 or Tony 605-280-4771.
Sometimes you get a piece of it and the ball sails over the fence. Other times, despite your best efforts, you strike out. I'm not just talking about the game, I mean your day. This is Pastor Sam of Faith Lutheran Church. Whether today feels like a home run or a strikeout, I encourage you to join us for worship. We celebrate when God gives us a wonderful day. We provide support and encouragement when that third strike comes. Come join us for encouraging and uplifting worship at Faith Lutheran Church.
Look, it's no secret that owning a vehicle can cause a lot of stress, and they get a lot of wear and tear on them through the extreme seasons we've grown to love. Graham Tire wants you to know that you can trust them with any problem that you have with your vehicle. Their ASE certified mechanics can make your AC cool again, or even just change your oil. They can look into and fix those noises that seem to come from nowhere and have you stressed out. Bring your car to Graham Tire so they can put your mind at ease. Graham Tire, your tire store next door. Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
As we welcome you back here, it is the final as Post 8 drops the doubleheader 11-7 in Game 1, and then falling in Game number 2 Game number 1 7-4, and dropping Game number 2 11-7. John Wickler alongside Blake Dean will go through the totals here: 11 runs, 13 hits, 2 errors, 8 men left on base for the Rapid City Expos. Pierre had 7 runs, 4 hits, make that 9 hits, 1 error, and 3 men left on base. McCoy Rippentrop will be the winning pitcher, as he went 2 innings, giving up 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 of them earned, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. And it ended up being the losing pitcher for Charlie Simpson, going an inning and 2/3 It was 9 hits, 7 runs. All of them earned 2 walks and a strikeout. Bridger Babcock went 4 to third inning, giving up 4 hits, 4 runs, 6 walks, and a strikeout. And Weston Northrup pitched the final inning, giving up just 1 hit. Did not allow a run, did not have any walks or strikeouts in the final inning of work for him. Time of the ball game was 2 hours and 19 minutes as the Eights are now 6-22 in the season. These do not count. It is the Expos, a junior legion team that does not count in the South Dakota standings. But Blake, you hear, Pierre's playing the junior legion team, the Expos. This is not a typical junior legion team. Obviously, Coach Elliott Life, the assistant coach here today, but the head coach for the junior legion, got a chance to scout them. But the Expos play a lot of senior legion teams. They're 38-13 now. They win a lot of games against senior legion teams. This is a very good baseball team that the Eights had a shot to beat and win both those games.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're right. This is a, they may say junior legion behind their name, but this is easily one of, if not the best junior legion team in the state of South Dakota. And you saw that on display here this afternoon and this evening as the Expos come in here and hand the Eights a couple of losses but like you said, they were in both games, both definitely winnable games for the Eights, and just had a couple of innings that got away from them in both games, and that's what was the difference here in this doubleheader.
Pierre had a 4-1 lead. They had 2-0 after the first and led 4-1 after 3. But a 5-run fifth and a 5-run sixth. So the difference in the game, Pierce scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning, but could not make the comeback in the game, falling 11-7. It was RBIs for Grayson Hunsley, a 2 RBI triple for Charlie Simpson for the Eights to score their runs. They got a lot of wild pitches in there to score some runs as well, and a couple of errors to score another run. With the 2 errors that Rapid City Post 22 had, and the Expos had in that 11-7 win over Pierre Post State. We've got one more doubleheader at home. It'll be a doubleheader tomorrow with the coverage starting at 4:45 and first pitch at 5 o'clock, and then it will be a 2 o'clock first pitch on Saturday, as the Eights will be hosting Harrisburg Maroon. That'll be the final home games of the regular season. We'll have coverage at 1:45 on Saturday here on KCCR. So 4:45 tomorrow, 1:45 on Saturday for coverage of Post State baseball up in Bismarck tomorrow at home against Harrisburg Maroon on Saturday. Blake, your final thoughts of this doubleheader?
Yeah, I think the thing that Post State has got to do here in this doubleheader after today, especially going into tomorrow where they're going to play a good Bismarck Post 2 team up in North Dakota, this will be, they got to put today and this afternoon and this evening behind them, because they're going to go up tomorrow to Bismarck and play a really solid Bismarck squad who really is going to give them all they can handle. And I think that they'll probably throw a couple of guys. I'm not sure who the probable starters are going to be for the Bismarck game, if Coach Iverson has disclosed them to you already or not. But those guys are probably going to be guys that see a lot of time on the mound, and you're going to give Bismarck your best shot and see what they can do. But I think the biggest thing is just putting today behind you, because you've got a lot of season left, a lot of baseball left, and this is a team that, like we talked about at least a couple of times in this doubleheader, this is a team that if they can put everything together for a complete 7 innings, is a team that you don't want to see come the end of the season. And they're right there, and they've been in a lot of games with pretty much every team they've played so far. But just a couple of innings got away from them tonight, and that was why the Expos come out of this doubleheader with a sweep.
Yeah, the Eights will have a lot of winnable games ahead of them coming up this weekend and to the end of the season, as we'll have coverage of Post State baseball here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. I want to say thanks to Emma Thielen back at the station. For Blake Dean, John McClure here signing off. The Eights following Game 1 with a 7-4 loss, and then were swept by the Expos in Game 2 with 11-7 final score in that second game, as we say so long from Hyde Stadium.
Listening to Post State Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Post 8 Baseball is brought to you by Comtech, Bank West, Nystrom Electric, Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, American Family Insurance, Brittany Scheffelbein Agency, Lamb Motors, Todd's Electric, Edward Jones Financial, CHS River Plains, Wagner Auto, Jaeger, Faith Lutheran Church, Limebach Construction, First Dakota National Bank, Avera, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Shane's Pharmacy, Gales Gas, Oahe Federal Credit Union, May Adam, Fisher Rounds, Ferding Electric, True Green Chemlon, Beck Motors, the South Dakota Office of the Attorney General, Division of Consumer Protection, Kruger Contracting, Egtegra, AGE Corporation Ready Mix, Stulkin Peterson LLP. Join us all season for Post 8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. This has been a special presentation of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports, Central South